What is that music?
My music.
Oh.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
I'm live on Akira's stream, and I'm tired.
You are very tired.
Twitch.tv/Akira Dolce.
Are you... Huh?
Akira Dolce.
Akira Dolce.
I just attached a random image to my Blue Sky post, so that means people will click on it probably.
Glitchy mic. Oh, we're robots today? That's never happened before.
Oh, great. Look what you fucking did.
Uh-oh. Hold on a second. Let's try something.
Okay. Fucking waiting.
How is that? Is that better, guys? Chat keeps breaking? What do you mean? Is everything breaking?
No, not better.
Okay, hold on a second.
Is this because you left your computer on all night?
It might have been. Hold on a second. I'm gonna try doing something. If you're gonna hear, oh, you're also gonna lose me. Is that better now?
Maybe.
Better. Cool. I figured out the solution.
Oh, shit, I didn't mean to do that.
What did you do? What did you do?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So good morning, guys. This is Mika's very first morning stream. Mika, do your morning voice.
Yeah.
Morning song, Mika. Do your morning song. Robo Kai will never marry her. There's a Robo Mika? There's a Robo Mika?
Yeah, it's like she made an appearance at the beginning of this stream, apparently.
Oh, that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you already forget?
Yeah. Listen,
my
I've...
rice just finished cooking. What am I supposed to do?
Go get your rice and then I'll go brew my coffee.
Okay, I'm hungry.
Okay, go. Alright, we're gonna brew some coffee, guys. Wow, look at that. That's so crazy. Wow, that's my hand. Mika's gonna watch my hand today while she does her thing. Oh, how are you guys doing today? I guess I should open up the QR code. Oh, just kidding. I can't open the QR code here. Okay. I do need to send you guys the link though to the marshmallow. And so let me do that real quick. Please enjoy the water boiling. It's kind of like watching paint dry, except it's water boiling. Except it happens faster. And more things happen because like bubbles.
That's like saying watching VTubers is like watching the History Channel, except it's right now.
What? Have you ever watched the History Channel?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, I like it.
What's your favorite part about history?
I like learning about
Coagula?
Caligula.
Calligraphy.
Oh, Caligula. The Roman Empire that was like the Empire.
Strikes Back? You hate Star Wars.
He did try to strike back.
Can you turn me?
Turn Mika's volume up. No, I was in my kitchen. It's not gonna be easy to hear me when I'm a fucking room away and just shouting because I'm a professional streamer.
We are very professional here at Akira Dolce.
I guess I shouldn't have toast in my mouth because actually I'm eating rice, so I don't want to seem like a fake.
Oh my god. Actually,
Bread enjoyer.
the funny thing is that like if you ask a bunch of Japanese kids, like, you know.
Oh yeah, if they eat rice or bread. For
Yeah.
breakfast. It's mixed.
Like me. I'm mixed.
True. Correct.
So,
Jam.
I like that post I sent to you earlier this week that was like, are you a boy or a girl? It's like, well, my dad is a boy, my mom's a girl, so I guess I'm mixed.
So I guess I'm mixed, me. I'm eating rice and natto for breakfast.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Yeah, you were a little quiet because for some reason your slider fell down.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
Akira's just trying to silence me because he's a misogynist. Did you consider that?
Miko, what is the sluttiest drink a guy can drink?
Ice water.
Oh, I was gonna say sparkling water.
Oh, no, ice water's sluttier, but you're doing your best. Don't forget to go live on shorts like last time. Ew, who goes live on shorts?
Eat my shorts. Thank you for reminding me.
Homer let the Barts out.
To whom let the Barts out? Oh,
Homer let the Barts
yeah,
out.
so I never have to deal with you this early in the morning. So like this is gonna be an interesting thing.
Honestly, usually I woke up, it's 11 a.m. now, and I woke up at 9.
Oh yeah?
I mean, just be glad that, like, I've taken my meds.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because otherwise I'd be here, like, being, like, really not alive.
Go live on
But,
Insta
like,
Reels.
I wasn't really awake until, like, I think I woke up more like 9:30, and then I, like, very slowly, like, came to life from about 9:30 to 10:30.
So it brought you
and then I was like just like loaded into existence when you called me like, hey, are you coming to my stream? And I was like, what stream?
To be fair, you're working 50 hours today or this week.
I worked for 50 hours now.
Are you both gonna give advice? Yeah. Mika's actually got some really, really good sane advice because we're both very emotionally intelligent, I believe.
Please don't call me emotionally intelligent because then I feel like something I have to live up to. But I'll do my best. Akira is just some good at giving advice. I just feel like I talk out my ass.
Well,
but
like the thing is that like
I'll do my best.
Between the both of us, we've both experienced a lot of shit, and we both do a lot of self-reflecting.
It's true.
And so because of that, I believe, and like this is not like you have you have to do this is something that you need to do or whatever, but like, or you have to live up to. Not that
I'm pretty good at saying too, like, this is just my perspective or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
And getting multiple perspectives on different topics is like also like just a very good thing to have.
I've also been told I'm good at considering different perspectives.
Actually, I saw a video the other day that was like, when you go to a therapist, right? They usually try to challenge your thinking.
Right.
And there's this one person who's like, I went to a therapist and like they're just telling me that I'm wrong about everything, and then it's just like,
yeah.
And then somebody replied with, that's kind of like the job of a therapist, to challenge your thinking, to be like,
you don't self-improve without changing the way you are. That's kind of how it works. They aren't there just to stroke your dick, I'm afraid. Be like, no, queen, you're right about everything, and everything is fine. You're perfect, actually. Everything Mika says is intelligent. Live up to it, live up to it, live up to it. No! The pressure! I can't take it. Giving advice with the power of friendship. Yeah!
And we're cool friends, Mika.
Basically, that means we should tell everyone to solve their problems via playing card games.
I gotta sneeze one.
Shining friendship.
Achoo! Achoo! Achoo!
I think the worst people I've ever met had therapists that did nothing but validate them.
Did that sneeze sound fake to you?
Yeah, I wasn't listening though.
People say my sneeze sounds fake.
I think too that there are people, in fact, I don't think I know, there are people that just straight up lie to their therapists and then they don't do anything. And it's just like, well, you're wasting your money. But
could you imagine if you hired somebody to get their opinion and you just don't take their advice?
tell me about it. I cannot even.
They call me
I
emotionally
can't.
intelligent, but she didn't even say bless you. To be fair, she lived in Japan for like
Do
a
they
year.
say bless you in Canada?
Yeah, we do.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sneeze moved a nose hair up my like nose hole, you know?
Ew. I hate that.
Does
Do you
that
trim your nose hairs? I'm sorry, you comfortable saying that live on the internet?
I actually pluck the ones that are like around the rim of my nose. That's about it.
That makes sense.
Because you know, sometimes one time I'll get like a singular hair sticking out of my nose. I'm like, what do you mean that's just
Oh, that's
like,
the worst.
is there? And so I'll just pluck it, and then it's like, okay, comes back after
See,
like you know 3 months, but like
I don't. That sneeze sounded like you were acting really well. Yeah, they don't say bless you in Japan. Why would they? It's a cultural thing to say it in the West.
Oh,
so no.
One of my favorite things, actually, when I sneezed in Japan one time, I was in the I was in the staff room, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I sneezed, and then you know, you just heard what my sneeze was like, and then somebody in the room goes, "Oh, they caught."
That's really funny. That's what people say when they see my breasts.
That's what I said when I saw your breasts.
Yeah, you say sugoi dekai.
No, you go, "Oh, they caught." Anyways, I didn't even start my.
I'm
coffee
West
brewing.
Asian and we say it. Central Asians say it too. Well, it's not a thing in. I'm not gonna say just East Asia because I have no idea, but it's not a thing in Japan at all.
For the most part, it's not in East Asia.
Yeah, I don't know about like Korea or anything.
Korea, they don't
I'm gonna
either.
say probably not.
No.
Oh no.
My
Okay.
My one of my coworkers is Korean, and she also does not say bless
Oh
you.
okay. Well, maybe she's just mean. Did you consider that? It's not like you live in Korea, so maybe she's just mean.
That's true. That's true.
Oh,
Well-
I had one time, actually, you unlocked a memory for me. We had this teacher at the school that I worked at when I was in ALT, and how do I put this? He was like a self-identifying tall, big, fat guy. Like he was like much bigger than all the other teachers, right?
Why
Just
did you
physically larger.
Why did you say self-identifying?
Like, it's one thing to be like, oh, he's a big fat guy, you know, like to seem like it's an insult. He was like a guy who's like, yeah, I'm fucking fat. You know what I mean?
He's the guy. So he was
It's one thing to say from my perspective,
Self-
like this man is quite large.
I mean, I guess self-proclaimed.
Yeah, whatever. Dude, you asked me to do a morning stream, you get morning Mika, okay? This is what you signed up for. Self-identifying large
it's gonna-
fat man.
By the way, the bless you thing.
That's
the bless you thing. What Jam said, it is a religious aspect. Like it's a.
Well, yeah, of course. But
Yeah.
like even non-religious people say it in the West, which is why I was like, I would coin it more like a cultural thing because people can be like, you know, not at all religious and still say it. So
Dayo.
isn't necessarily religious in my language. It means live long. Yeah, like there are other equivalents in like what like
Gesundheit.
in Germany. What does Gesundheit mean again?
Good health.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it's not, but like I'm speaking specifically of saying bless you. Anyway, the story I was trying to tell is this this teacher at my school, he spoke a little English, and one time, you know, usually I sneeze and no one says anything because it's Japan. But he was like over by me and I sneezed in the teacher's room, and he like hovered over me menacingly for some reason and just goes, "God bless you." And I was like, "Thank you." It was really funny. Jesus.
Oh, it's funny because sometimes when a kid knows that you say bless you after you sneeze, they'll just run up and pretend to sneeze at you.
That's cute.
Because they want you to
Kids
say
are
blush.
cute.
Yeah, I know. Here's her Gesundheit. Wow.
Call my girl sneeze because
Mods ban that guy. Don't actually ban them.
What part of the anatomy is the gazoon?
What? Gazoon. Anyways, I think my coffee's done. For some reason, my coffee didn't, like, over drip today, and I don't know why. It was over dripping for the past, like, 2-3 days.
Me too, bitch. You ain't special.
Oh! What, Mika, please, oh shit, stutter. Please enlighten me, what are the 4 stages of, the menstrual cycle?
4 stages of the menstrual cycle?
Yeah,
what do you mean?
Because there's menstruation, there's ovulation, there's the ones before and after that.
I don't know. It sounds like you did it for me, so I don't have to anymore.
Ah.
I don't know. There's like menstruating and there's not menstruating.
No, there's like the periods before and after that. Hold on. Stages of the
What do you mean before and after? There's only an after if you get like menopause, because otherwise it's not after, it's before another period.
Okay, I just Googled it because Google is free and I should have done that in the first place.
Yeah, well, you should have used DuckDuckGo for your privacy. Not sponsored.
Hashtag. Okay, well, I use Google, and now they're gonna know that I just look up the menstrual cycle. So, like, so
yeah, now they're gonna shill you fucking period products that you don't need.
Cat food, cat food. Man, I wish I had cat food right now. Food for my cat. Cats need to eat food. Where's the food for my cat?
Air fryer. I need an air fryer. Sell me an air fryer now.
Okay, so there's the menstrual phase, which is 1 to 5 days. It's where the uterine lining sheds.
Yes, I'm aware of this.
The follicular phase.
Are you talking about this just because you have an AFAB person on your stream? Is this like the opportunity, like, finally, we can talk about the uterus in the morning? I'm so excited.
Okay, well, it's either that or we talk about breast milk again, so...
No, I'm okay. We can talk about periods. It's fine.
Okay. So yeah, there's the follicular phase, which is when the
follicular
when endometrium begins to develop. I guess where the lining of the skin starts to redevelop again.
Right.
There's
when you have endometriosis, there's problems with that.
There is
Keep
the
going.
ovulation phase, which I probably don't need to explain to you.
No, explain it to me, Akira.
It's when
What's ovulation?
Ovulation is when the what are the egg sacs called again? It's not actually listed on here.
Ovaries.
Ovaries.
Egg sacs.
An egg sac. Ew. Twins. It's when the ovaries produce an egg. Okay, so
not always one egg.
Yeah.
Sometimes multiple.
Okay. And then there's the luteal phase, which is when you are the most likely to not get pregnant because you're about to shed your lining.
Oh, is that true? Is that what the... Because I've heard people be like, I'm in my luteal phase, and I'm like, girl, I'm just, like, awake. But okay.
Yeah, the luteal phase and the follicular phases are your safe days, basically. It's like, oh, like, there's no, like, uterine lining for the, like, eggs to, like, attach onto, and the eggs aren't even there yet, so, like... And then there's the luteal phase, which is more riskier because, like, the egg is there, but, like, it's very likely that the uterine lining is about to shed, so...
Oh, so, like, if you're trying to get pregnant, it's probably not gonna happen then.
Yeah.
That makes sense,
Yeah.
I guess. See, like, people will say, like, I'm acting this way because of my luteal phase, which just feels like, to me, the new, like, Mercury is in Gatorade shit. Like, I'm sorry,
yeah.
I don't experience that.
Yeah, luteal phase is basically, PMS.
That's, but, like, okay.
Is that, wait, is that,
be like,
is that, is that politically correct to say PMS?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just means premenstrual syndrome, no?
Yeah.
It's just like you get hormonal.
Well,
Anyway, the thing I was gonna say is I don't mean to be like, I'm not like other girls. I don't really get like too emotionally, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, my period doesn't, like, throw off my emotions ever.
Can't throw them
Or
off
at
if
least,
they're already
like-
being thrown around.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm like, when I'm, like, in a phase of, like, emotional highs and lows, it's just, like, my mental illness. It doesn't matter, like, where I'm at in my cycle. And I have very regular cycles. Not that anyone needs to know that, but it's, like...
I am
it's just the way.
so regular.
I will say, sometimes... if I get my period in like the morning, the night before, sometimes I'm like, but I don't know.
You don't know.
That's about it. But it's not consistent. And I'm not saying that like, oh, this means these people are lying. Like, there are definitely people that, you know, it's in phases like that. It's just that, like, I don't like when people talk about it, like, everyone experiences this, and I'm just like, I don't though. And during it too, like, I really don't. Like, when people are like, oh, when I'm on my period, I'm like angry all the time and I need to eat chocolate. And I'm like, when I'm on it, I'm just like, okay. Like, my exact emotion is just like, I guess this is happening. Like, yeah, sure, it's annoying, but it really doesn't sway me that much. A day before my period, I always cry and IDKY. Yeah, see, like, it's a thing with people.
You know what actually kind of pisses me off a little bit? So
You're
like,
always extra emotional though. Yeah, that's true. But like, my period has no, like, I could be on day 1 of my period or ovulating or what did you call it?
Luteal.
In my luteal
luteal phase.
What do you call it? What's the phase in between when you have your period and it's over and follicular? Thank you. Or follicular. Oh, we're talking about PMS, not piss me off. Yeah. Anyway, it's just I'm just an emotional person in general.
I'm glad we could talk about this and be very normal about it, Mika.
How do you be abnormal about it?
I don't know. There are people that are just like, ew, periods, vaginas,
ew,
you know?
period. It's not even a big deal.
Yeah, I know. That's what I think.
Sorry, I'm like,
okay.
I'm too woke for any of this shit. I'm just like, it's literally just a bodily process. IDK.
One of the things I always thought was weird is when like guys freak out over buying tampons.
It's so whatever.
Or like when they, or like
I'm
touching
sorry,
them.
but yeah, it's just like, it's like a bandage for your coochie.
Yeah.
It's not anything special. I could understand not wanting to touch like a used one.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
like you don't want to touch like a used band-aid or something, but like, yeah, what size pussy you wear. But like, otherwise, I mean, not to be like my man, but like Bonesaw will just be like, I need you to buy these pads. And he's like, okay. Like, it's whatever.
So da yo. No, it's...
I hate to be like, my man's a real man, but like, my man's a real man.
I know. Like, the thing is that... What did I do?
I'm sorry, you just interrupted me. I can't hear you when I have my headphones on.
What did I do?
Just that, like, if I told you to buy pads, you'd be like,
yeah.
okay, and you're not, like, weird about it. He's never weird about that stuff. He doesn't care.
Okay, so there, you know the...
I don't like touching a tampon because they gotta be sterile. Well, like, not out of the wrapping or anything.
Okay, so there's an episode of 16 where
Yeah.
all the girls are on their period because their cycle's synced up.
Yeah.
And the boys are like, why are the girls acting so weird today? And then...
Which one do you think has the alpha uterus?
I was about to ask
think
you
it's
that
Mickey.
after... I was about to ask you that.
I'm so glad we were connected on that.
Okay, but I wanted to finish my story about the, you know...
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so like the guys are like, oh, why are the girls so weird today? And then so like they're like spying on them to see if like what the fuck is wrong with them. And then they're like, oh, they're probably holding like weapons inside their purses or whatever, or like they've got like
Cool.
they're doing drugs in their purses or whatever. I don't know exactly what the thing was,
Awesome.
but eventually they go through their purses, and then they like reach in and they pull
they just
out.
find like tampons and
they-
shit. Yeah,
they reach
I
in,
think
they-
I remember this
They
episode.
pull out a bunch of tampons. It's like, oh, tampons, oh! And then they like freak out, and then like they're like, oh, sorry, we didn't even know you were on your period. Sorry, they had to stutter.
Period.
They had to stutter because they're like, oh my god, periods.
But tampons are badass. They were developed to plug bullet wounds.
Yeah. And then some badass was like, I'm gonna shove this up my hoo-ha.
I find it funny when guys act like they know absolutely nothing about anything involving women. It's one thing if it's like a 15-year-old. I'm like, I get it. You're still learning. I don't care. But when it's like a 25-year-old, I'm like, come on, man. Let's grow up.
Like, I'm
not asking you to be an expert, but like, let's be real.
Okay, actually,
you know?
do you actually think is really, really weird? Was your sex ed separated by gender?
Only... This gets complicated. So we did... Okay. pardon me if this is a long explanation. We did health class or like sex ed or whatever you want to call it, like 4 different times when I was in school, right?
Yeah.
The first time was in like 5th grade because that's usually about the first time, in which I'm from the United States, so like elementary school is kindergarten to 5th grade, so it's your last year of elementary school. In the last year of elementary school, they did that for like a week or so, something like that, because you know that's about the time when kids are gonna start entering puberty and stuff like that, so they want to teach you about it. And when they did that, they did separate us by sex. And then in 6th grade, so my first year of junior high school, they did it again for a semester, I think, or something like that. And that was still separated by sex. And when they did that, it was a lot of learning about like what periods are specifically. And then like how is Babby formed and shit like that, right? It was like very, and then like, but we also did stuff like about like drugs and things like that in that class, like a little more briefly, but stuff about like
health class.
Hey guys, this is what cocaine does to you. Oh, and I remember being very grateful that as a 6th grader, they were already in that class approaching topics like, you may not know what like sexual harassment looks like yet because you're a fucking 6th grader, but it's bad. And we want to tell you if someone is like harassing you sexually, that this is what that would look like. And this is when you should find someone to help you. Right. Okay. So like that makes sense. Right.
Yeah.
And then we did, okay, I'm having to trace back. We did health class 2 more times. We did it 1 more time again in, oh God, actually, I'm not sure. I can't remember if it was my last year of middle school, therefore 8th grade, or if it was my first year of 9th grade, or first year of high school, so 9th grade. I think the 3rd time was 8th grade, but I could be wrong about that. But like somewhere in that time period. So like most people have like started puberty at this point. And that time it was mixed, you know, it was everybody together. Still a lot of the same stuff, like still learning about like how the reproductive system works, how diseases spread, what drugs are, how does sexual harassment happen, stuff like that. And then we did it again when I was a junior or senior, and it was still mixed, and it had a bit more emphasis on like drugs and stuff, because at that point we'd already gone over like the reproductive system and stuff so much that basically we spent a unit on like the reproductive system and what is a period and how do pregnancies happen, and then we had a unit that was like there was a lot more emphasis on like sexually transmitted diseases and like how do you use a condom, what is a contraceptive, how to abstain from sex, yada yada yada. So I have to say, like, as an American, I got a very like, how do I put this, like thorough and well explained sexual education system. I know that's not the case for everybody, so I feel extremely lucky. I had teachers who were very open-minded and very I would say I would credit that to the fact that's why I'm so, how do I put this, I'm big for like being neutral about stuff like talking about your body is not in itself a sexual thing. Like someone having genitalia is not inherently sexual. It's okay to have body parts, and like just having like, let's say like a dummy or a doll that has a penis on it is not inherently sexual. It's like, that's just the human body. And so I feel like there was some emphasis on like bodily neutrality that I really liked and carried with me into my adulthood. So, and I think that should just kind of be the case and not just be like, don't have sex or you will get chlamydia and die, you know?
Thanks, Mean Girls.
Like, oh, in fact, oh my God, my high school health teacher, the last one I talked about, he was a male teacher, was so cool because he was very like, how do I put this? Like, he did not care who he was talking to, like girl, boy, whatever. He's like, you can ask me anything you want and I will give you an honest answer. I will not laugh at you. You know, like you could ask him some shit like, how do I know if my penis is too small or whatever? And he would give you like a very level-headed answer that's like, you know, variants in the body are not weird or anything to be ashamed on. I don't think it's something that you should be overly concerned about. But if you do feel in some way you are like especially underdeveloped, I do strongly suggest talking to a doctor or something like that, right? And it was like really cool. He was a really cool teacher, you know, very down to earth. So yeah. Anyway, did you know you're not sharing anything to me right now and I'm talking to silence?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I had to close it because it was the broadcast was making my computer stutter.
Oh, okay.
So,
Mika,
yeah.
your voice is so big, sister. I like that. I would hope in the moment that I'm talking about like advice giving and whatever, I sound like a voice of reason and not like an insane person.
So I'm just gonna preface this because we usually start this in about 20 minutes or 10 minutes from now. That we are going to be talking about some pretty heavy stuff too sometimes. Like there's gonna be people that are just like, how do I fucking shower? Because like, you know, sometimes
and that's
people,
okay. Is
but
that why you invited me? Because I'm the type of person who's like compassion above all else.
yeah, that's actually kind of the reason why I wanted you here.
Yeah.
But also we'll get into like really deep stuff that's like my friend is being bullied or like I'm being bullied or like, you know, and stuff like that. So like I just want to say like in about 10 minutes when this starts, is that everybody, like including me and Mika, not that it's gonna be a problem with us, I don't think, but like we be respectful because people's life conditions are always going to be completely different. They're going to be like, you know, we have different sort of, our brains are different, our life situations are different, our social dynamics are different. So
try to see it from other perspectives. And like, we can joke around a little, but don't do anything at the expense of the person looking for advice.
And I'm just going to say like these people who send in stuff today, they're, you know, they're opening up, obviously like it's anonymous, but like they're opening up about a situation in their life that can be like very, very hard for them. And so
really personal.
And so if the more we like kind of like trivialize and kind of make fun of things, like, you know, they opened up to us, and so it's like it's not very nice of us to do that. And so I just want us to be very, you know, very mindful that like these are people's lives that we're talking about. This isn't some sort of like, you know, character in a fictional world or whatever. These are actual people that we're dealing with.
Well, they could be lying, but I'm going to approach it as if it's a real question.
I mean, and I always do that. Actually, when people come in on shorts, because people who comment on shorts are always fucking facetious and sarcastic and whatever. They'll actually, one of the questions I always get is or one of the accusations I get is, oh my god, are you an AI VTuber? And I you know, instead of, you know, one, banning them, because one, that looks suspicious on my end too. But I also ask them, like, why do you think I'm AI? Like, is there a reason why you think I'm AI? And then they never respond.
No, like I told you, it's just the latest, like, harassment and bullying thing. They just want to get a reaction. So if you're just like, I don't know, why do you think that? Then they don't have a response. A lot of the times also there are people who are like, oh, I came in, like they'll come in and they're like, guys, I'm sad my dog died. And like, I'll be like, I usually just try to ignore them, but like if it gets to a point where like somebody's like constantly talking about their dead dog, I'd be like, okay, dude, listen, this is like this. I understand that you might be going through a very, very traumatic thing right now. I take it very seriously too. It's like, it's not like I'd be like, you know, whatever. This person put it well, just they're a bunch of trolls. We need to bring back the concept of trolling, because no one says it anymore, and yet people are just like, why are people so mean? I'm like, because internet trolls have existed since the internet was in its fetal stages. People suck sometimes. So it's best to just not throw gas on the fire. So
when someone comes in being like, oh, my dog died and I'm so sad, I usually like, I'm sorry that you're going through that right now, but like currently this is not like the best time. Like going onto a random person's stream and saying this is not the best thing to do, if it was real or not. But like, you know, it's like going up to
Kira.
Wait.
Gura, my dog died. Let's go!
Let's fucking go!
Oh my god, number one Goro moment in my heart.
To be fair though, the super chat said let's go at the end of it, so.
I know, but it was really funny. It doesn't matter. Rage baiters are the new trolls. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. It's
tomato.
You actually, what's actually really, really funny?
What?
The level, like the intricacy of trolling has gone down significantly, because like the way people troll or rage bait now is that they just insult you and they go, haha, I was just rage baiting.
True.
They just insult you, but like trolling back in the day,
it was a lot more intimate. Yeah, intimate, intricate.
Do it like, oh, my favorite one recently was was like, someone being all political or whatever, and then somebody was like, name one communist country that's successful, and somebody said Spain, and they're like, when was Spain a communist country? And they're like, what are you talking about? You said Spain was a communist country. I never said that. You said it right here. I don't think you're reading the right conversation here. And they were so legitimate lips, like you said Spain was a communist country. It's like, I never said that.
Yeah, get debated.
And they were so mad.
So funny.
That's like, and that's how we do it. That's how we do it.
Can I get more rice?
Mika, you can do whatever the heck you want. You're your own person.
Well, I don't know when we're starting to actually answer questions. So can I get more rice, please?
In 7, Mika, you can just get up and leave at any time you want to. Like you can just leave the Discord if you want.
No, I'm not gonna do that. Be like, okay, guys, I'm here to give advice. Someone on the YouTube chat said this is Mika's stream now, and I'm like, I literally warned you when you asked me what was your health class experience like. I was like, this is gonna be a long answer because we did it a lot.
Yeah. So for
I'm gonna get rice now.
I guess I'll just share my situation for health while Mika's getting rice. So like for me, for some reason I don't remember I only remember having one like sex ed class, and that was when I was in the 9th grade. I'm sure we talked about it in like 6th grade or whatever. Or like very briefly touched on it in like 4th grade, because like that's when, you know, it's not like when you start puberty, but like it's the pre-puberty thing where it's like, you know, these are things that you're about to experience, so if this happens to you, don't be afraid, sort of thing. We might have just briefly touched on it, but like the only actual like health class that we ever had was in the 9th grade, where we like were shown, this is what a condom is, this is what a birth control pill looks like, here's a female condom, here's all this other stuff, and like safe sex on all that stuff, what puberty does to the body, blah blah blah. And then like, you know, it's really funny, like in the 9th grade, like a lot of people have already gone through puberty, which is like really kind of funny to like talk about it at that point, but like, you know. But yeah, the most we ever had were things like, you need to like we had like how often should you shower, how often should you shampoo, how often do you need to wear deodorant, what does deodorant do, what is antiperspirant compared to deodorant, and stuff like that. So yeah. Warning, incoming hair. Yeah. Actually, one of the questions I remember in my health class was where does hair come, like what part of your body does hair grow? And we had to like make a comprehensive list. Or like arm hair, leg hair, mustache, beard, blah blah blah. And then, you know, somebody had to be the guy that said pubes, right? And so somebody's like, yeah, pubic hair, and they're like, yeah, pubic hair. And they're like, butthole, and they're like, that's still pubic hair. But yeah, I remember someone being like, butthole, like they screamed it. I was like, and they're like, yeah, that's pubic hair. It was really funny. It was really funny. Our school just told us to read the sexual chapters by ourselves. That's fair. I don't know. I feel like that.
It's not the best, but it's not nothing.
I mean, I feel like that also kind of stunts mental maturity if you kind of do that, because you're like, did you see the? And then you'll go to your friends being like, oh, did you see the page where they showed the testicles?
Yeah, I was about to say, I have memories of getting books like that, and it's like, bro, did you see that? You know, like some fucking so immature.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I never got sex ed. I wonder what homeschooling sex ed is like.
I don't know. Probably depends on the parent.
Did you ever get an STD slideshow? No. I don't think we ever got.
I did.
I don't think we ever got detailed pictures of STDs.
Our teacher, the last one I had, when he was in a jokey mood, if we were acting up, he used to threaten us with making us watch it again.
Oh, did you have to watch The Miracle of Life?
See, people always use that phrase.
No, it's a movie. No, it's a movie. It's a documentary.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember if it was specifically called The Miracle of Life. I had to watch a thing about, like, you know, pregnancy and like how is Babby formed and stuff, like in high school. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if it was called The Miracle of Life. It was interesting though.
So actually one of the things I thought was kind of insensitive, but like I understand because they're like we're fucking kids, but like so like you see a live footage of a woman giving birth in the documentary, right? And I remember all the guys were like talking like, oh my god, did you like there's the part where the woman's giving birth and I was like, yeah, she's got this big ass hairy bush, like, oh my god. It's like, dude, she's fucking pregnant.
So immature.
Like, she's pregnant. Do you think she can fucking see down there?
Also, like, I'm sorry, when you're pregnant, your priorities are a bit different than like, oh, I better trim my pubes. Like, oh my god, don't get me started on people being weird about. Don't even get me started about society being like, women don't have hair on anywhere but their head, you know? You ever watch razor commercials and when women shave their legs, there's no hair on it to speak of? And I'm like, you can't even show a woman with leg hair while she's shaving? I'm gonna fucking scream. It's so stupid.
This is gonna be a little personal, but like I also don't really care because like it's a real thing. I had to like my ex at one point like didn't shave in a while, and then like we're gonna be a little intimate, and then she was
a little intimate. You can just say we were gonna have sex, dog. I'm a grown adult. I can take it.
Anyways, yeah, we were gonna have intimacy time, and
we're gonna have intimacy.
We're gonna have intimacy time. And
intimacy time. That sounds like a quick time event in a video game.
Intimacy time.
The X button.
Okay, so like, and then she was like really
sorry.
like self-conscious. It's like, oh, but I have I haven't shaved.
Oh, like because she hasn't shaved.
Yeah, it's like I haven't shaved, and I was like, I was like, girl.
It literally does not matter.
I was literally like, girl, did you did like the razor commercials really convince you that like you need to be like completely shaven now, like you need to be completely bare down there? And she's like, oh, I guess you're right. I was like, you know, in Japan, like they like really prefer people to have bushes there. And then she's like, oh yeah, you know, you're right.
Prefer is a word.
And it's like, I was like,
I don't know. Everyone has their preferences.
The patriarchy has convinced you that you need to be hairless down there. I was like.
Mika, it is for some of us. What, like you shave and there's no hair there? Then what are you shaving? Oh wait, quick time event you mean, where you mash the X button? Sure.
You know, there's a fucking mini game in God of War 3. Actually, I think God of War 2 as well, where like there's intimacy time, and you have to do quick time events to have intimacy time. It's very fun. Not like the mini game, but like the idea. I mean, it's probably fun too, but not that I've done it.
I remembered a memory from 6th grade health class.
Tell me.
That I wanted to share because you're talking about the kid shouting butthole.
Okay.
So in 6th grade health class, which as I mentioned before, where we were separated by sex, so it was just me and like girls in my grade, right? We would have these, like towards the end of every class, the teacher would have a bit where like if we had a question, we could write it on a piece of paper because we were like, if we were too embarrassed to ask.
Yeah.
And then if we didn't have a question, we could just write like, I don't have a question or whatever, it's fine. But like encourage just to be like, you can ask anything you want, I'll answer the question, right? And then the teacher would go through all the pieces of paper and read the questions after like shuffling them so it wasn't obvious who was who.
Yeah.
And then I think we actually wrote them on note cards. Anyway, not important. And then after the note cards, she would be like, okay, does anyone have a question they want to ask like out loud? I don't care. And like oftentimes there would be stuff that we were cool with like asking out loud, like how do I buy maxi pads or whatever the fuck. And I'll never forget this one time because like we're 6th graders and it was health class, so we were really shy, and like I remember we barely talked to each other in that class because like it's puberty, it's awkward, right? Yeah. And so this one time, this girl, I remember her so vividly. Her name was Nicole. Nicole, if you're out there.
Oh my god, Nicole from class of 09?
I was thinking like Snooki, but it was not Snooki. Anyway, I was like, Snooki is older than me. It was not Snooki, I'm sorry. But anyway, so she raised her hand so proudly and like so suddenly, like burning with a question. And the teacher was like, what's your question? And she was like, what happens if a guy goes to have sex and he really has to pee? And then we were all like giggling a little bit because she was like, I need to know the answer. And the teacher went into this explanation of like, you know, just anatomical stuff. Like, well, you see, pee comes from the balls, obviously. Anyway, it's like this happens and then, you know, you can have sex, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And the teacher was completely level-headed and normal about it. Meanwhile, we're all like, you know, giggling. And then after the teacher gives this long explanation, she like pauses and then she's like, what if he really has to go though? And then I like turned and looked at her and I'm like, he should have thought about that earlier. First of all. And second of all, it's like, just stop having sex for a minute and go to the bathroom, dude. It's not, it's like, it's not impossible. It's like, then you stop.
No, you are locked in that bed until you finish.
Yeah, I'm like, sex is actually not a quick time event, I'm afraid. You aren't just stuck in it until you finish mashing the X button.
All right.
You can just be like, I gotta stop.
With that story, I guess we'll move on to the main segment today. Again, I want to just reiterate again that
please be kind.
Please be kind. Please be respectful. These are people that we're talking about. These aren't like, you know, some made up stories. I mean, maybe some of them are, but like, you know, please treat them all with respect.
We're gonna approach it like they're all real people who could use advice. Yeah.
All right. Brown.
And I'm gonna eat rice. Mika still can't see the questions.
Yeah, I'm gonna share those with you in a second.
Okay.
Okay. Hopefully this one will be a bit easier on the broadcast because it's not my entire freaking screen.
I'm gonna send you some Rams.
Okay, so if you guys are watching, there's a QR code, but also I believe I pinned the link that you can go send. I sent a link, and yeah, you can send in some marshmallows, some marshmallow QAs, and then we'll just answer them today. You know, it's all anonymous, so yeah.
Unless you're like, hi, my name is. They could do that.
Yeah.
It could be lying, though. Don't lie.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't be like, hi, I'm Barack Obama and I have a question.
Hi, I'm Barack Obama and I have a question.
If I could submit something to the marshmallow that was an image, it would just be those pictures of Obama hugging Noctis.
Those are some really good photoshops. Like that was before AI too, right?
Yep, sure was.
Okay, so we have a question here. Mika, do you want to read it out or?
I do, in fact.
Okay.
I'm a perfectionist, and every time I do something and it isn't perfect, I lose a bit of motivation to continue on, even though it may be my passion. Do you have any advice for it to get better? I hate to jump to a really far conclusion really quickly. I will just put it out there that this is commonly associated with obsessive compulsive disorder and obsessive compulsive tendencies. So if this brings you like a great amount of anxiety, this might be something to discuss with a medical professional. Not saying necessarily that you have it or that this is a result of that, but I did want to bring awareness to that.
I'd like to actually, before we actually fully start here, I just want to also remind everyone
I am not a doctor.
We are not professionals. We are literally.
I'm not a doctor. I will in every instance tell you to see a doctor.
Yeah, we are not licensed professionals. We are not like, you know, we're basically the equivalent of asking Reddit for advice, which sometimes they give good advice, but also they can give really bad advice.
Real.
So, also,
all with a grain of salt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that being said, I suppose with that in mind, what I would say is evaluate what it is about it that makes it difficult for you to continue on exactly. Like, does it bring you a great amount of anxiety for you to continue on what isn't perfect? Do you just feel burnt out? Like, as soon as things aren't going right, do you just feel like quitting? Because, like, that could just be, like, your dopamine levels dropping. So you're just like, oh, I don't feel the motivation anymore. I will say in my personal experience, because I've definitely experienced this before, there's a couple things that are helpful. It's that even when my, dopamine levels have dropped, even when I feel like, oh god, now I don't have the energy anymore because it's not going as well, like I've lost my rhythm, my phone is ringing.
That's great.
Anyway, even when my dopamine levels have dropped and everything, I try to be like, okay, if this isn't coming out the way I want it, I should start redoing it. Because when I think of this, I think of art a lot. Of course, it happens to me with all sorts of things, but I'm just going to use art as an example. It'll be like I'm drawing something and it's not coming out the way I want. I had to really teach myself to do this, and it was a good habit to instill in myself. In fact, I did this just yesterday. I had finished a piece of art and I looked at it and I was like, I'm not happy with it. And I was on no deadline. So I was like, I'm just gonna redo it. And it's not the best feeling to do that, but it can help you feel better. The other thing I could suggest is if this isn't something you're working on a deadline, sometimes you do just need to take a break, and that's okay. You know, you don't. I definitely suffer from the thing too that's like, oh, I can't get this thing done unless I'm in the perfect conditions to do it, unless I'm in the exact right headspace to complete this thing. And that sucks. But like, if you know, if the candles burn to the bottom, sometimes you gotta just wait and just come back to it later. Especially again, if you're not on a deadline or anything, the best thing to do can be like, I need to go sleep or get some water, or look at something else, you know? So, hey, that's my advice.
I don't have like much experience on this actually myself, but if you want something that's a bit more like, if you want to like try to like get yourself out of the habit of being like, oh, things need to be perfect, something that I kind of do, because I'm not necessarily perfectionist, but like I like when things are like perfect, you know,
just right. Yeah.
So keep track of the things that you do progressively, and like after a while look back at the first thing that you've ever done and be like, oh my god, actually I've gotten better at this.
I think too, when it comes to working on a project, looking at it as a whole, god, please don't laugh, looking at it as a whole, as in with a W, and not as pieces. So like let's say for example you're working on a presentation and it's like there's one slide of your presentation that's like, oh, it's just not the way I want it, like I didn't quite phrase this right. It's like, as best as you can, try not to fixate on the imperfection and look at the overall product and say, but overall I'm satisfied with this. And that can be helpful too, to like just keep you going. It can be extremely hard. Please understand, I give this advice as someone who has gone through this exact thing they're talking about a million times in my life, and it's very hard to move past it, but I do firmly believe that you can. Also, I really like Boomba in the chat. I am Hillary Duff. What do you like about me?
All right.
Boomba said something else I want to point out before we move on, because this is a good one. I feel that way about writing too, but sometimes it's better for it to be complete rather than it be perfect. That kind of mentality is spread a lot in the creative world, and I'm a big supporter of like, if you are gonna not do it or do it bad, then do it bad. I'm like, that's true, because it's a learning process. So.
One of the posts that I like the most is make it real first and make it perfect later.
Yes, exactly. Just make it happen, and then you can always redo it. You can always fix it. But having OCD makes this substantially more difficult, I assume. Yes, but awareness to anything, whether it be, you know, a disorder, or whether it just be being self-aware of your habits and your mentality in any way, can help you overcome some of the difficulties that these things present. So.
All right. This one is definitely a troll one, but like whatever.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? I have no idea, because I don't even like Tootsie Pops, and every time I've eaten one, I don't even lick it like once.
Yeah.
I just bite it.
Just bite it.
I just fuck up my teeth. How strong are your teeth? My teeth are actually pretty alright. But I also like don't eat that kind of candy a lot, so.
Yeah. Okay, a next one, also a troll one, but.
What's your answer to the Tootsie Roll one?
Just
I want to hear your answer.
Just bite it.
We're all like, just bite it. Fuck it. Life is short. Just bite it.
Just bite it. It might only take you 3 licks. How strong are your teeth? How strong are your teeth? Do you guys brush your teeth?
I brush my teeth every day. I floss too. Not to brag or anything.
Okay. But... this is probably a troll one, but I actually have some actual genuine advice for people that are maybe self-conscious about this.
Okay, I'm listening.
So this next one is any tips for supersizing my assets? And
What, like your boobs?
probably penis too. Like Mika, men exist.
They make pumps for that.
Okay, well.
This also didn't come up on my screen. Like you're sharing to me, I don't see this question.
Wait,
Just so
what?
you know. Yeah, I only see the Tootsie Pup one.
What the frick?
Yeah. I'm just letting you know.
Did it not? Why?
No, I'm still on Tootsie Pop.
Why the heck?
Oh, it's Cody said it's displaying as the wrong question too, so it's not just me.
Oh,
okay.
did I save it as the wrong question?
Probably. How do I supersize my Tootsie Pop?
There
If
we
you know
go.
what I'm saying.
There, it should have updated.
There we go.
Any tips for supersizing my assets? And it's the answer is there is no easy way to say this, but a lot of it is genetics, and there's no real way of doing it without surgery. But
Oh yeah.
you know, if that's something that you want for yourself, like if you want to have a bigger penis, if you want to have bigger breasts, if you want to have a Brazilian butt lift, and if you have a big old booty, like
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at the question. I'm laughing at, like, in my mind, I'm imagining like one of those things that people make in like crappy like Gary's Mod animations where like, do you know what I'm saying? Where like the boobs are as like big as the planet, and there's like these little heads and arms just flailing around. Anyway,
yeah.
go on.
Like, you know, if that's something that you want for yourself, like there's always surgeries you can do for that. But like,
If you don't want to do anything permanently, there's also like padding and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and even dressing a certain way.
The one thing I could say is that do not excessively use things like penis pumps if you want a bigger penis.
Oh no.
Because that can damage some blood vessels in there, which could ultimately give you erectile dysfunction, which is very, very bad. So yeah, I'd say don't do that.
I would ask what would the reason be for wanting the bigger penis?
Yeah.
Like, is it for yourself or is it for like sex with a partner? And the reason I ask is because like they make products for like, what do you call, like a sheath or whatever, where you put it on it and it makes it bigger and longer. Like you can get that if that helps you, if that's like something that's desirable for you, and then you don't have to, you know, like you said, like use a pump or whatever. But yeah. And if you don't want to do any of that stuff and you're just like, I just want my butt to look bigger or whatever, like there's exercises you can do.
Yeah.
Boomba puts a good point about dysmorphia, about like taking care of yourself and also like not being hard on your body. Which again, this is probably a troll question, but genuinely, if you're like very upset by the look of your body, like learning a little bit of bodily neutrality can go a long way too. So.
And this is what I said earlier before, like of course we're gonna get like troll questions like this, but like, you know, we take it pretty, and also like it could be adjacent to somebody's like own personal question, they just didn't want to ask it, but like
they didn't want to ask it too blatantly, just like my penis is really small and I feel awkward about it. It's like, and that's okay, you're valid to feel that way. Or breasts or whatever.
I guess I was default to penis, because when I say supersizing my assets, like it just feels like it's penis related. I don't know, I feel like well, like the thing is that like obviously girls have this thing where like they're self-conscious about the size of their breasts, right? Like,
oh yeah,
whether they're smaller, like they're too small or too big or whatever, like, you know. But like when I see this, I'm like, I don't know, for some reason I'm just like, oh, it's a penis question. I don't know why. Do you have any opinions or any advice on I guess body neutrality on your own assets, Mika?
No, I'm sorry, my brain died.
That's okay. All right, thank you for your question though. I hope that could answer your question. Okay, we are out of questions right now, but like, yeah, it's fine. This is what happens sometimes. You okay, Mika?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm sorry, I got a DM I need to answer real quick.
That's okay. Yeah, this segment can get like really, really, we can get really silly too sometimes, because like, you know, being depressing all the time is like kind of, I don't know. Do you ever get like those people that are kind of like overwhelming because they're like either too positive or they're too negative?
What?
Do you ever get overwhelmed with somebody because like they're either too like positive or they're too negative or like they're too like they're
Yeah, all the time.
Like it doesn't matter if they're positive or negative. Like, they're just like there's just so much of one particular type of energy and you're just like, oh my god.
Absolutely. I've known people like that. It can be very tiring.
Actually, you know, one of the examples of like exhaustive positive like energy is when you have a boss at work and they're like, okay, we can do this, gang, and you're like, fuck off.
Yeah, for real.
They're like, oh, it's very difficult right now, guys, but we can get through it. And I'm like, just let me fucking complain. I'm both too positive and too negative. I think that means that you're neutral then. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. How do you feel about your penis size? I feel great about it. Thank you for asking.
You know, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I feel like mine is too small, but like, I think also porn.
It's not even a thing. It's a body part.
Like, I think, well, porn kind of like ruins the sort of, you know, the naturalness of the human body, I guess. Because like,
the thing is that like, let me put something out there. It's not just like, oh, in porn the penis is bigger because big penis feel better. That's not how that works.
It truly isn't.
In porn, certain assets, certain body types and things are chosen because they're just literally easier to capture on a camera. It's like, if you ever watch porn and they're having sex in a position that makes you go like, that doesn't seem like it would be all that pleasurable, you know, like when they're just like in a really weird thing, and it's like, remember that they're doing this for a camera, so this does not emulate real life in the slightest. So just understand that like it, and I'm not saying that that's right or wrong, like I think porn has a right to exist and everything like that. It's just that like, it's just meant to tantalize the viewer. It's just meant to be very visible so that you have a reaction to it. It's meant to give you an emotional response to it. But it doesn't, it's like watching a movie. Movies don't emulate real life. People don't talk like that in real life and stuff. So don't fixate too much on like, my sex that I have, my penis that I have is not like what I see in porn. It's like, because porn is not real life.
Yeah. Actually,
so.
When you mentioned that like, oh, like movies don't emulate life or whatever, TV doesn't emulate life. Okay, this is like kind of, this is adjacent, but like not penis related, but like, fucking when people see anime and they're like, oh, when people like Japanese people talk like this, I'm like, they fucking do not.
They don't. Like in anime, they don't talk like that.
Oh god. Okay, if you watch,
it's just like we thankfully don't talk like cartoon characters. Like you don't just typically see people talking like SpongeBob.
Yeah. No, and the thing is that like when if you actually watch an anime compared to a J-drama, like the way they speak is so dramatically different. Even though J-dramas are like still like exaggerated speech.
They're still exaggerated.
But
yeah,
like
of course.
the difference between anime and J-drama though is like really, really big. So the difference between J-drama and like natural speaking is like massive too. So
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had another question here.
Oh, it's like the same kind of thing.
Yeah. What advice would you give someone self-conscious of their blah 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 size? Big or small, the idea of the body part being measured for a purpose, like they tend to make it harder for some people to cope with it personally.
I like how this could be not necessarily like penis, like this could be boobs and stuff too.
Yeah.
And it's funny how we kind of already went into this, that it's like, it's the idea that you have to measure the quality of your body part is crazy. Like take a step back and consider that like you're trying to like give a grade to a body part. That's really strange. I'm sorry. It's we can joke about it and whatever, but it's not indicative of quality.
Especially if it's something that you can't control.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I hate to be like, just don't think about it. But like,
well, of course you can think about it, but like learn to accept the perspective of like, I'm not, I'm not a test. I'm not a piece of meat. I'm not a Yelp review. I'm a person.
People are more intricate than just the sizes of what's on their body.
The end all be all of intimacy, of sex, of not even just necessarily in a sexual context, but just having a physical appearance to others is not just what quality is your genitalia or what have you, or your breasts or anything. You're a sum of your parts. So I think fixating on something so like just one singular piece of that is probably not healthy. And I understand that it's difficult not to, but going back to neutrality, like I think it helps to realize that, like, we already discussed the fact that like going back to sex, like the end all be all of sex is not just like, well, if you have a big penis, then you fuck good. It's like, no, you can definitely have a big dick and be absolutely terrible at sex. That's about pleasuring your partner, not about how big your penis is or partners or what have you. So try to focus more on that than just like, man, I must not be good at sex. My penis is too small or because I have no boobs or whatever. And legitimately, if the issue is that like, I want to be appealing to my partner, but my boobs are small, like a good partner who like wants to engage in intimacy with you, who likes you, who is attracted to you, should not, like, if they make you feel like, oh, you would be so much better if only your boobs were bigger or whatever, like that's not a good partner. And I don't think that that's healthy on either side, and you shouldn't engage with that. Like you shouldn't be like, oh, my husband always makes me feel like my boobs are too small. I'm like, well, that's not appropriate. It's one thing if like you joke about it and he's like, haha, yeah, like, but it's if he genuinely makes you feel like, yeah, you need to get a boob job because you're like, you look terrible. That's not at all like someone that you should be engaging with. Proportions matter more than absolute size, frankly. I don't even like, I think the most important thing is having a healthy body. Call me crazy.
Right? A body that is healthy and functions and not...
That lets you do the things you want to do is the most important thing above all else. Be kind to yourselves, your bodies go through a lot. I agree with that. I just think my boyfriend should be 35 feet taller. Fair enough.
I think also the thing where it's like the idea of a body part being measured for a purpose. Like, and like, like it's weird to think that like,
in response to grading. Oh yeah, well, especially if you're talking about like, because people
like for like a purpose too, like oh, you have to have bigger boobs because boobs are supposed to be big because it means
but like the idea of big boobs is also like you can have a large cup size, but in proportion to the rest of your body, it's like, oh, your boobs don't look that big or whatever. It's just like, yeah, proportions, man, they're a crazy thing.
Yeah, but yeah, so. I'd say like, I guess in general, body parts usually don't really need to be measured for a purpose other than like, I guess if you're going
like
to
clothes.
Well, I mean like if you're going to like try it for the NBA or whatever, like obviously taller people are going to have an advantage.
Do they ask for your dick size in the NBA?
No, they ask for your freaking height.
Oh.
But the thing is,
Sorry.
But the thing is,
like, what do they need to know that for?
But I will say, height is not a definitive, like a definitive sort of, feature that in the NBA. For example, Yao Ming is fucking short, and he's like one of the best basketball players.
Always goes back to Yao Ming, but you're right.
We love Asian representation.
Do you think I could join the Lakers if I get a boob job? Yes. Period.
Okay, we have another question in here.
Okay, I'm ready. I really hope it's not another body part question because I feel like I'm talking in circles.
It's not.
Oh, good.
You can read this one out loud.
Oh boy, I have so much good advice on this because I do this all the time. How do you deal with stressful coworkers? I will say, because I tell my own boss this piece of advice all the time. I'm really big on don't touch the poop. Meaning that like, okay, let me explain. Sometimes coworkers come to you with problems or make you aware of problems that have nothing to do with your job or your department. If they're stressing you about something that's going on that they're doing, but it doesn't need to directly involve you, as best as you can, ignore it. because if you become involved with a problem and then things go wrong, you are now part of the problem. It's very much like if you touch the poop is on you forever. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what I'd say. So that's one thing, is like, sometimes you have to just fucking ignore your coworkers. I do it. I'm really good at the, like, if a coworker who is directly involved with me is stressing me out, sometimes I do have to just pretend like I don't hear what they're saying, or I bite my tongue and say like, yeah, I see what you mean. But I guess I would need a little more context as exactly what do you mean by stressful coworkers. And if you mean it's like coworkers who like talk down on you or make you feel like you're doing your job badly, like that could lead to more of an HR situation of like, perhaps you need to keep a record of like what exactly this coworker is doing and saying to you, and when is this happening, and how is it affecting your job performance, because that could be a straight up like HR situation of like, this person's conduct at work needs to be evaluated because it's making my job hard to do.
So a stressful thing actually that happened to me recently with a coworker is that I was training for a new position, right? And my coworker is ESL, English second language. In fact, English third language.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And so when I was training, their language towards me felt very, very critical, like very, very, like more than usual. But with that, what I just told you, English third language.
Yeah.
They can't.
I have coworkers like that too.
They can't really. They don't have like the sort of language to be soft with you, because their language is very, very direct, right? And so for me, I had to like be a bit more like, okay, well, like I understand they want me to get better. They want me to like, learn this thing properly instead of like improperly. They don't want me doing the wrong steps and stuff. And I understand that like how they're directing me is very, very stressful. It's very like I'm doing everything wrong. I feel like I'm not doing anything right. But the problem is that like they also like didn't really teach well as well, because like they didn't have positive reinforcement sort of thing. They didn't have the sort of like it was a very no, not this, not that, not this, not that. There wasn't a very good positive reinforcement side of it. And as a teacher, I understood like, yeah, this is the missing aspect of it. And so like I had to fill in the gaps myself, being like, okay, this coworker is, they definitely want, the best for me, but they just don't know how to like, communicate that with me. They don't know how to communicate up my training to me properly. And so it's like, I understand how, also just understanding the other person's like sort of situation themselves, because one, I'm new and like it's probably
their perspective,
and it's stressful on them, because if something bad happens with me, then it's on them too. So like,
right. Exactly, because they're directly involved in it.
Yeah, like you said, they have to touch the poop in that situation, right?
They're all up in that poop, I'm afraid. So yeah, I will say just understanding their perspective sometimes can help.
Yeah.
But sometimes like I have coworkers that are just like they don't do well under pressure.
Yeah.
And the best way I deal with that is just like I've had I can't get too specific because I have a very weird kind of job and I don't want to be doxxed, but I've had a coworker like in the moment be like, okay, I just do this and this, and I say okay, and then they go away and I just don't do it, because through my better judgment, who works well under the pressure, not to be like, wow guys, I'm so perfect, but like I know I work better under pressure. I'm just like, I know I don't need to do that, and I'm like, if they come back and tell me to do this again, perhaps I will, but since this was just their solution in the moment so they could leave my desk, I'll just say okay, and they'll leave, and they'll probably forget about it.
Actually, okay, funny thing. So, do you know what a brown sugar shaken espresso is?
Yes,
okay.
I do.
So,
I like those.
So somebody was teaching me how to make a brown sugar shaken espresso, which I already knew how to make. But as I was making it, I did cinnamon ice espresso. And they wanted me specifically to do cinnamon espresso ice, because they're like, well, if you put the espresso on top of the ice, then it's gonna like change the quality of the espresso. And I'm like, no, it's not, because it's going to be shaken with the ice anyways. So I've been technically making our shaken espressos wrong, but I literally also know that it's not going to change the quality of the espresso, because it is literally the exact same thing that's going to be happening as I shake the shaker for it. And so like,
what a weird splitting hairs, but yeah, whatever.
and so like they're like, you have to make it this way, you have to make it this way. I'm like, okay, and then whenever they're not around, I make it my way, because it's literally doesn't make a difference.
I get you.
So yeah. Anyways, do you have anything else to say for that one?
No, I think I really went over the best that I could with a question that's very open-ended.
Yeah. Suddenly realizing that a cure is actually barista, it's like it's a weird obsession. It's a weird obsession of mine, honestly. Like,
and I'm actually a pirate.
Yeah, you pirated fucking Skyrim.
Why did you say that? Who pirates Skyrim?
Okay, it's better to put ice in first, because ice. Wait, what? Because it could splash out. Actually, no. Because actually no, because the shaker is deep, so like it doesn't like, and you only have 2 ounces of espresso, so it's not gonna freaking splash out and get everywhere. So I don't know. I could be very snooty about coffee, but like this is the stream for that. Anyways, this is a very this one's gonna be like a kind of hard for some people.
You want me to read this one?
I can read it, but do you want to read it?
Okay. Oh, okay, I'll read it.
Okay.
I think my friend is racist. She asked me, do you like black people? I responded with, yes, I do. It doesn't matter. They're still people. And then she said, I hate them. Oh, that's not good. And then she said she only likes her brother and dad. So doesn't that make her half black? What? I don't understand that, but okay. I told her that it's bad to be racist. Yeah. But then she said, who wrote this? Was it name of one of my black friends? I know this girl for 3 years. I'm gonna have to see her for another 3 years because of school. I don't know what to do. It sounds like your friend is fucking with you, if I'm honest. It sounds like your friend is trying to get a reaction out of you.
Yeah, I think...
I honestly think that they're just, like... If it's interfering with you at school, straight up, like, this just sounds like bullying to me. Mm-hmm. I hate that race has to be involved with bullying, but it happens all the time. And if this comes into school with you, or they're like doing stuff to like this to you at school, like asking you like racially charged questions or whatever, it needs to go to like a teacher or a principal or what have you.
Yeah. Also, if like, you know, if like teachers or principal don't do anything about it either, I always say like, and this has always worked great for me. If somebody's like, I'm saying something problematic, right? And then you just go, you literally like, you have a problem and I'm not going to talk to you until you fix it.
Yeah, right.
And so you literally just ignore them. Whenever they're like, and they try to talk to you, just like literally turn your head and don't even like acknowledge them. And like, just ignore them, because like, you don't want that in your life. Like, you don't want that in your life. So
I agree with what Aptero's saying. Like, they're not actually trying to open a discussion or make you feel like you're racist. They're trying to like get a reaction out of you. It's bullying and it's sad, but I hope that one way or another you get this to stop, or just ignore them. Like, I've definitely known people like this and it sucks. And for the most part, every time I've known someone like this, they're just not part of my life anymore. Because I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't want to be friends with a bully. But I understand school, it's hard because you have like forced approximation to them. But
there's also like people who will try to be quote unquote quirky to like, you know, seem different or seem like, you know, they stand out a bit more. And so one of the things to get attention is to be controversial. Be like, I hate, you know, whoever, whatever, you know, oppressed group, minority group, or whatever, you know. So it's
I hate to sound stereotypical, but I'd probably hit them with a lot of like, what a weird thing to say.
Do you think that's normal?
Yeah, like literally, do you think that's normal?
Do you know what shame you sound?
What motivated you to say that? Literally though, like, this is very weird.
They seem very immature. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what it.
That sounds extremely immature. Unfortunately,
that's kind of what it just boils down to, is that like they're immature. They don't have a sort of sense of like, you know, they don't have a sense of empathy really. They're like, I don't know.
Whoa, I'm sorry. I've had this chair I'm sitting in for like 6 months or more. No, more. I think I've had this chair like almost a year now, and I just realized the armrests are adjustable.
Wow.
Just now, I was like, "What? Wait, there's a button under the armrest. Oh my god, I can heighten and lower it." Well, I learned something new today. Anyway.
Okay. Is there anything else you wanted to add on to this?
Oh, quiz. I like what Quiz said. You've got a lot of growing up to do. True.
Yeah.
Correct.
But yeah, thank you for thank you for your question. I hope
Yeah, I hope this works out for the better.
Yeah.
Even if the better means that you never talk to this person again.
Yeah, I hope your friend can get better. Friend, I got.
Yeah, I hope
quotes.
your friend grows up. Well, I was gonna say, they say my friend. This doesn't sound like friend behavior.
Yeah, actually,
if they really are your friend, I hope they get better.
That's actually a common thing that a lot of people will be like, my friend has been like making fun of me in front of my other friends. Like, I don't think they're your friend then. So like,
yeah, it sounds like more like this person in my life or this person I talk to. They're not really treating you like a friend.
So yeah,
there you go.
Okay, so here's this next one. Hold on, let me quickly read through this.
It's a long one.
Yeah, let me quickly read this.
I'll read this one because it's long.
Let's hold on. Let me just see if it's like appropriate to share first.
Looks fine to me.
Yeah. Okay. You can read it.
I recently decided to stop being friends with someone, XY, they're using as a code name, because I learned about something bad they did, and that's not my business to share and no one else knows. Okay. However, my mutual friends with that person are asking why I'm cold shouldering XY, and I suspect XY doesn't know that I know. I'm not sure how to have a conversation with XY about XY with them that both avoids sharing information that I can't share, but also makes it clear how absolutely seriously my reasoning is without dangling innuendo or implications, the type of things you just can't say without more explanation. This is a little hard because it's so vague.
Yeah.
My first question is like, did you talk to XY about this thing directly or not? Now, without context, I don't know exactly how doable or how appropriate that is. But I'm just gonna assume they did something really bad and you heard about it or saw it. And my first question is, did you talk to this person directly? And did you express to them why you feel a very strong need to not talk to them anymore? Which from that, to pivot off of that, the mutual friend in between you, who you're like, I don't know how to say, like, that I'm not talking to this person, they don't have a right to know. You can just say it's personal between us. There's that you don't owe them any of that information which between you and that other person. And if it's something polarizing, I'm going to come up with a completely outrageous thing because I have no idea. So I don't want to guess what kind of situation this is. So I'm going to say, like, I hit a cow with my car. I don't think that they hit a cow with their car, but I'm just using that example. So you're like, I don't want to talk to this person because they intentionally hit a cow with their car and I'm not okay with that, right? And you made your decision about that says, I don't want to associate. I'm sorry, Cody. I don't even know why I said cow. I'm sorry. That's just the mental picture I got. And so you say, I don't want to associate with this person anymore because that's really upsetting to me. So first thing is like, did you talk to them about it? Okay. And then the second thing would be sometimes, because I've been in this situation multiple times over the course of my life, that's like, I can't tell someone how to feel about another person. I can't say like, you know, I don't like how this person acts. You shouldn't be friends with them. I don't think that's fair. And it sucks because as a control freak, there's a definite need to want to, but I came to a point that's like, I don't like overcomplicating things. It's easier for me to say like, hey, me and this person have something personal between them. I'm not talking to them anymore. Please respect that. And on their perspective of the, you know, the mutual friend, it's, you know, I have something personal with them, but you can continue to do whatever you want. And they can make decisions about, you know, this problem, again, this vague problem. If they also go, oh, I don't like that, I don't want to be friends with this person, that's entirely up to them, I'm afraid. So, you know, if they could say like, oh, this person hit a cow with their car, that doesn't bother me. That's upsetting because I'm sure that you don't want the mutual friend to be on their side, but sometimes you can't control it. So that's what I think anyway.
Yeah. Like you said, difficult because it's vague. I guess like I'm trying to think I'm trying to pull from like my memory banks if like anything like this has happened to me.
I can give an example of something that happened a really long time ago to me. I think when I was a teenager, that I thought of when I heard this was that my friend was going out with someone and then that person cheated on them very blatantly. And so then I decided I did not want to be friends with their ex. And then people came to me and were like, why aren't you friends with blah, blah, blah? And I was like, I just don't like that they cheated on my friend. But I didn't want to be the person who's like spreading rumors or getting involved or anything like that. So this is what it was a big learning moment for me because I'd experienced things in the past that were like, I got involved and then like, you know, words get misconstrued and things get mixed up. So I just said like, listen, it's between me and them. I'm not getting along with them right now. So I'm staying out of it. I'm staying away from them. And they're like, okay. And some people I knew were still friends with the cheater. And that was shitty, but I just kind of shrugged and it was awkward. But, you know, to grow up, you have to go through some awkward things sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
I guess this is, something also that people don't need to get along. That's just kind of like,
No.
They don't need to be able to like
to
put up with other people or like, you know, tolerate, you know, certain behaviors or like, you know, people don't have to be like friends and peaceful and whatever. Like it can literally just be like, I don't want you, like, you just not talking. It can literally just be like, we're not talking anymore. And like, that's, you know, we'll go about our lives.
I just the other day was talking about something, that I basically said, I was like just talking about like some people like me and Bonesaw know, and I said like, oh, I'm not asking for so and so and so and so to be friends. I just don't want them to fight because like that's hard. But like, you know, it's like I'm not sitting here like everyone has to get along and hold hands. It was like a disagreement between some friends.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, I don't care if they like hang out. I just don't want people to be fighting. It's like I would rather it's just like let's just not fight anymore.
Yeah. And like it's awkward when like also when the fight happens and you're just like, okay, well I'm just here. So
Boomba and Quiz bring up a good point that I have no idea if this is like a real life situation or an internet situation, which makes it harder because I feel like over the internet like words and stuff get misconstrued even worse. So I'm speaking very generally of this, though I think regardless of the context my answer would be the same, that it's like you have every right to say like, oh, I don't want to talk to this person anymore and I don't want to get involved, and you don't owe it to anyone to tell you why you decided not to like be friends with someone or whatever. Again, you can keep it down to it's personal between me and them. And then when you put it that way, you gain control in the fact that like you open the door for this person to talk to you about it personally rather than like muddle it with having other people involved. Or this person doesn't want to talk to you about it and then you can just put it to bed, you know? And that sucks sometimes because sometimes it's unless this is a situation of like you think you should be getting legal involvement, in which case, but then that's still like I wouldn't talk to other people. I'd talk to, you know, the police.
the police.
The police. I'd be like trying to, you know, have some kind of intervention. I wouldn't be like, oh, let's see what XY feels about it. I'd be like, I think this person needs to go to jail. So, because they are a harm to others. Yeah.
I don't think I have anything else to add to this. I think you pretty much summed up everything.
I'm sorry. I know this is Mika takes over the stream.
No, it's okay. No, it's good because like I'm pretty sure some people are sick of hearing only my advice. So.
That's true. Maybe I'm refreshing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. So there's the next one here. This is something that actually was talked about often on this stream.
I was gonna say I read it and I'm like, yeah, I know that we're gonna have plenty to say about it.
So they say I feel I have no close friends since I don't talk to anyone about my daily life problems. It's less life in general, but I worry that I might be bothering my friends if I tried to do so. Do you have any suggestions on how I can try to overcome this or talk to my friends without feeling like I'm just trauma dumping or something? Since right now, most of my friendships are just like we send each other memes and stuff, and I don't really have friends I see in person.
This is a difficult one, but I have some advice for this. And also, like, the first thing I want to say first and foremost is because I've had to learn this over and over and over again, and it's still an ongoing problem for me, so I feel for you, but the idea of assuming what the other person is feeling is not good. Let a person tell you if you're bothering them. Let them tell you if what you're doing is too much for them. Assuming, you know what they say about assume, it makes an ass of you and me. But when you just are like, I'm worried that I'll bother them, and it's like, well, the alternative is doing nothing, and that's making you miserable. So at some point you have to put yourself out there and just be like, okay, it's a do it scared situation, I'm afraid. And that's tough. And I think honestly, this person saying like, I want to be able to have deeper friendships, but all I have is friends that like we send memes and whatever. That's a good thing. Like you're taking baby steps. Like you're having social interactions that are, let's say, shallow, but that's not nothing. Like, you know people, you talk to people. My best advice is that like it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to go straight from like sending each other memes to like talking about like, hey, what do you want to study in college, or like, you know, do you want to hang out and like watch movies, or like what do you think of you know, I don't even know, I can't think of something off the top of my head, but it's not going to launch straight into like relating to each other on big subjects, you know. Like what do you think of adoption or something like that. Like it's not going to go straight into forming meaningful connections with people who have similar values. But with that in mind, I think the good place to start is like one of your friends who you send memes back and forth. Like you obviously have something in common. Like maybe you guys have like pieces of media that you like. Maybe you know, are in a similar part of your life. Like you're both like in college or what have you. Like it can be as simple as like, and trust me, this is something I've had a huge problem with. And even as a grown adult, like I still have to like, okay, just do it scared. Like I've always been horrified of asking personal questions. You're asking the person that like, you know, I always mention that streaming helped me get over a lot of horrible social anxiety, which I still very much have, but it's gotten better. And so I've always been like horrified of asking personal questions, but you can do baby steps of like, hey man, how is college going? And like that seems like a simple question to some people, as I've been made aware, but to me I'm like, ah! Like asking someone something like that. But just starting simple and then ever so slowly moving on into things is the way to go. And I realize that means you do have to have some patience, and it sucks, especially when it's like, I don't have anybody to hang out with. I know, I get it, it sucks. And I will tell you that playing the long game at this is rewarding, and you will be proud of yourself for doing it. So it's not a fault of you. It's just that you have goals and values. You have values that motivate you to have goals that you want to be met. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like you value friendships, so you want to have meaningful friendships. That's okay. That means that's something you might have to work on.
So something I wanted to say too, like when you said play the when the long game sort of thing, no relationship, friendship or otherwise, you know, has ever been close immediately. All the times I've had, like you really need time to like open up. Also like to like bond, like you know, a bond doesn't happen like immediately. It's not like it's boom, click, we're good, we're besties. Like it's that just every friend that I have right now that I can trust with like my life stories, my trauma, my you know whatever. I've known them for 10 years maybe. Right. I've known them for a long and you know, to get to that point, it was things like, you know, yeah, we're like at the sharing memes phase, but like, and then all of a sudden, like you start talking about things that are kind of like related to the memes. Like you send like a freaking, I don't know, let's say like TF2, like you have the TF2 scout screaming meme or whatever, right? And then you just start talking about TF2, right? And then you start playing, and then you start playing TF2 together. And then like, like, while you're playing TF2, you'd be like, I don't know, like you start talking about other things like, oh man, I just started a new job the other day, and like, you know, and like you start sharing stuff, and you start slowly like the things, like the more intimate things about yourself slowly start, you know, blooming into something more. And then obviously like not everyone is going to be like perfectly like with you, receptive. Yeah, and so like there's going to be people that are like, oh, I really don't care about that. And so, and those are just the type of people that just won't be that intimate with you. And that's
there's some people that are not receptive, and that's not a fault of your own. Like some people just don't vibe with you, which I think Ape Taro said a little bit ago. It's like, it's fine to just not be on the same wavelength. It doesn't say anything about you or them. And it's just, that's how it goes.
And you just have to also think about how many people that you have met in your life and compared to how many people that will be close to you, because like, you've probably met like hundreds, or you will probably meet at least hundreds, if not at least 1,000 people, maybe 2,000 people in your life. And you're not going
to be besties with all of them. Well, yeah. Although if you are, good for you. Very nice.
And you know, just like I think out of all the people I meet, I think there's only 3 people I can really trust with like personal problems.
Yeah.
And so
I think that's a pretty good support net. That's really good.
Yeah. And so
yeah.
And honestly, they're all for different things too. Like one's like work-related stresses, one's for like more interpersonal stuff, and you know, and it's just kind of like the things that I've you know that you build up with people over time. If you ever feel like you need to talk to somebody, and because like you know, we need to talk to things about it in your life to somebody at some point, right? Is honestly just being like, can I tell you something very personal? It just literally open up with...
but not necessarily out of the blue.
Yeah,
but like you'll get to a point where that kind of thing is natural.
And so like I don't know, like if you've talked about like your day before, right? And then like you know, you've talked about some stuff that's happened in your day, and then eventually like you know, you've talked about your days enough to be like, okay, this is something that has happened in my recent days. Can I talk to you about it? And
well, once you get to know each other better and stuff too, I wanted to interject to say something is like things like that will come about naturally, because I have an example I can think of. Like I started going to therapy again recently, right? I've been seeing a psychiatrist for like 8 months or something, and then recently I started doing therapy again. And like as an example, if I wanted to talk to someone about how things are going in therapy, like someone that like maybe I'm not necessarily at the top level of like we tell each other everything type of thing, but like I have a friend, for example, who has mentioned to me that they go to therapy. I might say like, hey, you know, I started going to therapy again and this happened, like what's your thought on that? Like, and just something like that, because you've already mentioned that it's like, I know that you also do this, I'm wondering what your perspective is. Like that's how like learning things about each other, these things will just come about naturally eventually. I did also want to read a couple of things people said in chat. Like Quiz said, to be honest, a lot of my close friendships have happened when I talk to someone who I talk to all the time, and then I say, hey, I have a serious thing going on, I really value our friendship and energy, so I thought it might help to talk it out with you. Is that okay? And you know, I love that, the idea of like, hey, you know, I just think you're, because like, I mean, like, Quiz is basically doing what I'm asking. Like, I know you're a good listener, so can I talk to you about this serious thing? And you're also giving them the option to say no. And then maybe later they'll come back and be like, actually, you know, now I'm, you know, I was at work, I'm at home, we can talk about that. Boomba said finding common interests will help. Very true. And also I really wanted to highlight this thing Boomba said, don't compare yourself to other friendships or friend groups. Every dynamic is different and you'll find your person. Very true. Because I realized very early in life that like idolizing someone else's friendship is not good. It's when you find like your best friend, like I love my best friend, like it's not going to be through trying to force a best friendship onto a person. It's going to happen and you're just going to like, no, it's just going to click. Like, and it's not going to be like the people you saw. It's like, oh, these people are best friends. I want to be like them. You're not going to be like them. You're going to be you, because only you can be you. I mean, Boomba's saying it's cheesy, but just be yourself. True. My therapist could beat up your therapist. I'm always saying this.
Besties. I forgot I was gonna say. I was gonna say it was
besties.
I was gonna say something about like being like best friends with people and like, you know, being able to trust. I forgot what it was though. So, yeah.
That kind of thing will happen naturally.
It will.
I'm gonna say honestly, I look at like finding your close friends because honestly, it's very similar to like finding a partner. It's not gonna happen because you're trying to make it happen. It's gonna happen naturally. And I'm gonna say like, I'm at a point in my life where a lot of the people close to me I've been friends with for over a decade now, like, and it's crazy. And if you asked me 10 years ago if like half of those people I thought I would be so close to, did I expect that? The answer is probably no. I have a whole spattering of people that I'm like you know, we're casual friends, I guess is the way I put that. Like we talk sometimes, but we're not super close. And I did back then too. And I just kept up with those people, and I didn't necessarily anticipate like, oh, you know, Dami, I always knew would be the best of friends. Not really true. I was immediately friends with Dami when we met. I didn't realize we would end up being best friends, and I didn't force it to happen at all. We just talk, you know, we just were ourselves.
It's kind of like the same with me and Seth. Is like me and him.
Right.
We're like, cause
Yeah.
like we were like in the same like Skype, like that's how.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Like you were just in each other's proximity.
And
Exactly.
then like we were like in each other's proximities for like 3 or 4 years, and eventually one
Right.
day we're just like, wait a second, we actually like mesh really really well. So
Right. Exactly. Hi, Ape of the Hour.
Hey, Ape of the
You know who's a
Hour.
really great friend? Ape of the Hour.
true.
I love Ape of the Hour is the type of friend that I could tell anything.
Yeah.
And it's not
He-
because I forced that upon him, it's just because of the kind of person he is.
He's very non-judgmental. He's very
So
open-minded.
is Quiz, and so is Jam, and so is Cody. Wow, I love my friends.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'd love to talk about this
Enough.
more, but we do have a lot more that we can get through.
Yeah, I was like, this is just gonna turn to us rambling about how much we love our friends. So it's,
Okay.
let's move on.
So, two of my greatest fears are isolation and being forgotten. I worry that people get bored
Fair.
of me easily, and so I try to be available and useful whenever I can. But that's led to a bad feeling of feeling valueless whenever I'm not needed, because that's easy to conclude that I'm not wanted when no one's around. I really don't know how to turn this into a proper question, but I'm hoping you'll find one in any of that. So, what you are doing immediately to yourself is that you are putting yourself in the situation, if I'm not needed, then I'm useless. And that's one of the worst things that you could probably do to yourself. Is because
Right, that's like what I was gonna say too. Yep,
is that
that's
like
not true.
yeah, it's
You don't have to earn the right to exist.
yeah,
Nobody does.
Yeah. And
Yes,
so
agree.
there's no sort of black and white sort of line that's like, this is where you're useful, this is where you're not useful. Like, this thing is that like you can be useful in also many ways, and if nobody's around, like that's still like you can still, you know, be
Your
of,
bare minimum is just being a good person.
you can still
You don't
have
have to be available all the time. You don't have to be, you know, useful all the time. I do agree with Boomba on talking to a therapist, but continue.
yeah. The friggin' sorry, I'm doing filler to get my thoughts in check.
Here, I can say something
Yeah,
while
go
you're
ahead.
thinking,
Go
because I
ahead.
thought of something, because I very, very, very much empathize with this, and I've gone through this. And more specifically, and this is something I've been unpacking again recently, because I have a lot of social anxiety, man, but like becoming aware of it is helpful. You know, I've struggled with the feeling of like, I don't do well with anger, and I don't do well with disagreements, because to me personally, when someone becomes upset and I can't alleviate it, you know, like when someone's like crying and you try to make them laugh or whatever, and then like it doesn't work, or like it feels like it's an insurmountable situation I can't control. Listen, my control issues will come into come into the conversation a lot, but I'm aware that they exist. When I feel like I can't control it, then it feels like a failing, kind of like how this person feels like they're useless. I feel useless. And I became aware of the fact that, you know, a lot of that stemmed from, not to be like trauma dumping, just to be brief about it, like just like my family growing up and like childhood forced me to become hyper vigilant, meaning like you try to solve problems before they even begin. You try to become aware and be available to solve a problem at the moment that it happens. And then even problems that have nothing to do with you, you make your own fault. And when they can't be solved, they're your fault.
Yeah.
Again,
So-
unpacking and therapy and all that.
No,
so
I've experienced the same thing. It's like also just like
Yeah.
you are not responsible for other people's problems too. Sure you can help, but you are not solely responsible for other people's problems too. So like,
and you have to realize it's not black and white. Like, just because sometimes you can't be available for a person or solve a problem or useful for a person, you don't flip from useful to useless. You flip to like neutral. Like, if one of your friends is in a funk and you try to cheer them up and they're like, I don't know, man, I think I just need some time alone, and you didn't really help, that doesn't make you useless. It flips to neutral. Like, you didn't really help, but you didn't make things worse, and that's okay. I can totally understand that this stems from the fears of isolation and being forgotten. That's like, I need to fight for people to like stay in my life. I need to drag them back, but that's something I've pushed past really quickly, or not really quickly, like really heavily is what I meant to say, over the years, because it's very hard. But you have to come to a realization that the people you have to fight to keep in your life don't really belong in your life. I that's a little bit harsh, but I think is true, that like, to be vulnerable for a second, like I had a very, very long friendship fallout a couple years back that was very, very traumatic for me. And one of the things that really came up to me as a result of that friendship falling out was like, I had to always fight for their attention. I always had to be interesting enough. I always had to be, you know, on the same wavelength as them, or I was not worth their time. And if you notice that happening, my best advice as someone who's been through it is get out of it. People like that are just fucking energy vampires. You're not going to get anything in return. You're just going to get your blood sucked. It sucks. So
you'll
if people
sucked.
are helping you feel this way, you need to get away from those people, because or make them aware of what they're doing. Like, you need to be able to say, like, I feel like I have to fight for your attention, because they may not realize what they're doing.
Yeah.
So
also, this, like, when you try to put other people's problems ahead of your own, you kind of are like neglecting your own responsibilities as well. And so,
oh boy,
yeah,
I've never done that before.
So, you know,
I know Kira's gonna laugh and be like, "You're so good at making everyone's problems more important than yours."
So I'm just gonna use an analogy here. So let's say, like, you're at work or whatever, right? And somebody's like, "Oh my god, my cat died," or whatever, right? And like, you're like, "Oh, I need to comfort my friend right now," but you're literally at work. It's like, I need to leave work right now because my friend's cat died. And then and then it's
oh
like,
my god, I just had a situation like this recently.
And so like, you know, you are literally doing a job that you are currently working right now that it needs your attention, but, you know, somebody else's problem that is like, yeah, it sucks for them, but it's not truly your problem.
Yes.
You have your own problems you need to worry about right now, and then if you are available afterwards, not neglecting your personal responsibilities, then you can go see, like, can I help, sort of thing. So
empathy is a beautiful thing, and the fact that you can love someone so much and care about someone so much that their problems become yours is wonderful, but you can't let it consume you. And I've had many talks with close friends that center around, like, you know, like, this thing happened to my coworker and I feel so terrible because I can't do anything. And sometimes it just, you have to bring yourself back to, like, again, this is coming from the control freak. There's nothing you could have done that actually has nothing to do with you, and your friend's well-being is not your responsibility. And, like, yes, you feel bad because you want to do something so bad, and you're allowed to feel bad about that. But to a point, you have to realize it's not like a huge failing in those situations where you can't be, again, useful, available, be the solution. You can't always be the solution.
Yeah.
And yeah, Abe of the Hour is right. You can't help anyone if you can't help yourself. What's that thing that RuPaul says? How can you love anybody if you can't love yourself? Amen. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, so actually, and this is gonna probably be the last thing because we still have more stuff more submissions. I'm actually gonna close submissions like in about 2 minutes here, so like, get your last minute questions.
Yeah,
in.
so we can get through them all.
So what that is also is a hero complex. If you ever like understood that, like, oh, I need to be like known because like, you know, I want to do important things because I want to feel important, and that's how I feel, like. And the thing is that, like, that's called is a hero complex, and that can be very
self-importance comes first. Yeah. It's hard though.
You know,
you can't always seek the validation of others.
Yeah,
it's so
you have
hard though.
You have to be important. The first person to support you should be yourself, and yeah.
Yes, I agree.
So yeah, if you've ever played Persona 4, there's a guide in there who has a hero complex as well, who, like, I need to do this thing or else people won't recognize it. His name is Yosuke Hanamura. You should play Persona 4.
No, please don't. I don't want to talk about it anymore. The game is not real to me. Do not mention it. Anyway, Quiz said, Mika, you're not a control freak. You're a freak for sure. Oh, brother. We don't need to get into that today. And also, I want to know this too. Chihiro Fujisaki1234 said, Dolce, what brand is your microwave?
Ninja. I actually don't know. Do they actually make Ninja microwaves? I don't even know.
I have no idea. I was ready to believe that they do, even though I've never seen one. I think mine's a Samsung.
Okay, this next one's gonna be a quick one. Okay, so,
God damn it.
So Mika only discovered that I have adjustable armrests. How do I communicate my features and needs with her better?
Lick my butt.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you for your question.
Okay, hold on a second. Here's this next one. Okay, so this one says, you can read this one, Mika.
I can read this one. I've wanted to leave a server I'm in and unfollow some people for a while. Ooh, I've been in this situation multiple times, in fact. But I fear how I'd be viewed if I do. Or how petty people would try to smear me if I did, and they really are that petty. I'd block them. I hate to say it. I'm sorry. This might be the question that brings the callous side out of me. I've been in this situation, and do you know what my solution was? I left the server, I blocked the people I don't want to talk to anymore, and said I can't control how they view me. And that's fucking hard. Don't misunderstand. It is not easy, but it is sometimes the thing you have to fucking do.
Let me take some advice that I learned from Mika about a month or two ago. If shit sucks, hit the bricks.
Hit the bricks! Yes!
Sometimes
if shit sucks, hit the bricks.
and the thing is that, like, I think you also have to realize if they try to smear you, what they're doing is just being little gossips and rumor mongerers and you know, being petty about it. And if they're just gonna go around and say negative things about you, like, that are not true, then that kind of reflects on them, not you. If they said things that were true, that's a little bit of a different story. But if they're just gonna be like a little petty and say and give little stories that are like out of context and, you know, try to, you know, frame you as a bad person, that's on them. That's not on you. If they're just strangers telling lies on the internet, like, that's, you know how insane they sound?
So Cody has a question I have some answers to. Okay. Now, there's a lot of intricacies to this that make it difficult, but I do want to answer it. What happens when the people in that server are liable to harass and stalk you afterward? I have a friend who's in this sort of situation, but the people in that group have her fucking address and other personal information. Depending on the severity, sometimes that means getting legal involvement. I know, I'm not trying to make that the default answer, but depending on the severity, it can mean legal involvement. Yep. I've seen people in those situations basically like fake their own death, so to speak, as in like they remake accounts and whatever. It really depends on the severity. I'm not saying that that's easy either, but sometimes the situation boils down to like, gotta make a new Discord account, gotta change your phone number, shit like that. And again, that blows ass, but like, I don't know the exact severity, and I've seen people have to do it before. I was actually, weirdly enough, talking to someone recently, or not talking to someone recently. I had to DM someone, and I hadn't DM'd them for a long time. And I noticed in our chat log, the last thing that we had talked about is them being like, I remade, haha, da 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 da. Like, and I'm like, oh yeah, I saw that, da da da. Because they had friends that basically like that. They're like being really shitty and doxing, da 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 da. And they're, same shit I said, but she's in the US. She's already reset her online presentation multiple times. I hate to say it, like, you might have to do it again. Like, that's what you have to do. Like, there are some situations where there's no perfect easy answer, but that would be the way out, I'm afraid. And sometimes it means like if this person, which I don't know this person, but they have the ability to like move or anything too, like they might have to move, shit like that. Like,
I recently had to change my mom's phone number because she was being harassed by scammers. So
yeah, well, I mean, that's different than being harassed by people who know you personally, but but yeah, that's basically it. Like, I know that that's not the best answer, and I can hope that eventually the people harassing her get bored or stop or whatever. Like, I can't imagine that sort of thing would last forever, and if it does, I hope, I don't want to say like I hope somebody ends up in jail, but like at some point it's, you know, enough is enough. But yeah, and again, not in the US. I have no idea what the legal ramifications are in what country they're in, but
Mika, I'm going to make you throw up by addressing a comment that was made earlier. Hello, couple?
Oh my god. Do I have to have a sticker on my head every time? We have to wear stickers that say brother, sister, like every time. But the disgusting thing is, for some people, they would still ask, and it's like, all right, we tried.
Yeah.
We tried. It's like, oh man, you just can't have like mask presenting, femme presenting anywhere without being like, hello, couple, like a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever.
Sorry. We have like, I only have 20 minutes left, but.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're just gonna move on. So this next one here. Hey, so I'm someone who has lived an unusually, I'm gonna guess, sexless life, but would like to start.
Probably.
Like to start exploring the concept, but I'm older than most people and would be starting that. What would I do?
That's not a thing.
What would I do to either not present as a weirdo or be infantilized by inexperience?
First of all, you can't assume that you would be perceived as weird or childish or naive. Second of all, it might come with acceptance that people may be surprised at your inexperience, but that doesn't make you wrong or bad. And third of all, there is no right or wrong age to decide that you want to explore sex, because there's this societal thing that I really fucking hate that's like, oh yeah, people get interested and have sexual experiences and learn about sex as a teenager. Everybody loses their virginity at 16 or whatever the fuck. It's not true. A lot of people I know didn't have sex until they were like well into their 20s and weren't interested until that point. And that's not wrong or bad. Everyone's fucking different. So first of all, don't say that's like, I'm older than most people. There's no most people. It's your life and your experiences. There's no most people. You know, you could be in your fucking 40s and just be like, you know, I've never had sex. I want to have some sex. I want to try sex.
Do you ever see that?
That's fine. It's your life. It doesn't matter.
Do you ever see that movie, The 40-Year-Old Virgin?
I hate that movie. I watched that movie like a year ago and I was like, this movie should have died back in 2005 or whatever fucking year it's from.
Who played Michael Scott? The fuck, what's his name? Who the fuck played Michael Scott? Fucking Facebook. Fucking Spider-Man Jesse Eisenberg. Fuck, who played Michael Scott? Who played Steve Carell?
I was like, I don't want to tell you because it's funny to watch you struggle. Anyway, yeah. I would say the best thing to do is to accept that you're inexperienced and just say, but I want to try, and then try. And you might end up having really wonderful experiences. And just, again, remember the pretense that like, there's no correct time to be doing this. This is the right time for you because you're your own person.
Okay.
Is it presenting an actual commodity as a comparison bad? I'm not comparing this person to the 40-year-old version. They didn't say they're 40.
Yeah. Anyways, the concept was like, it's never too late to be exploring sex, and it's never too early to exploring sex. Well, I guess there is early exploring sex. Ignore that last part. You know, everyone's basically everyone's different.
Akira bringing it up, be nice to Akira. There's nothing wrong with being a 40-year-old virgin either. The point is that that movie is bad, but if you're a 40-year-old virgin, that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Anyways, this next one. So this one has to do with what I assume is...
Oh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
We'll have to try to keep this brief.
Yeah,
Can I read this one?
Yes, you can.
I came out to my parents about 6 weeks ago, and my dad surprised everyone. He said that he is also queer. My mom is now seriously thinking about divorcing him, even though he keeps telling her he had never cheated on her or anything. Yeah, because being queer doesn't inherently make you a cheater. What? Ugh, that makes me worry about your mom. He said he'd known he was queer since before they got married, but he never told her because he knew how religious and she and her family were and was terrified she'd leave him. Oh no. He said he loves her and has always been faithful, but she feels really hurt that he kept something so important for her all these years. I'm really on the fence here. I understand both their reasoning, but I don't know what to do. I have to be honest with you, inevitably that's between them.
Yeah.
That's very sad for your father, and I feel terribly for that, but that is completely between them, what they work out.
I don't mean to be like, cliche here, but it is, your situation is giving child feels responsible for their parents' divorce.
I agree. It's not your fault. I would argue if it didn't come out this way, sorry, not trying to like be a joke about come out, ha ha ha, whatever. Like if it didn't come out this way, it definitely would have some other way at some point. It just so happened that you came out, and then I think if I can pose one thing, it's a beautiful thing that you feeling comfortable with coming out meant that your dad was too. And I would hone in a little bit about on the fact that it's like you have a special relationship with your father if that's like you are acting as a safe space for him. I think that that's really lovely, and I'm really sorry, like I can't even imagine going through a parent's potential divorce this way, but I want you to know that it's this is corny and cliche, but it's not your fault. It's really not your fault.
Yeah.
Lamango felt safe enough with your coming out to also come out. Like you presented such a good opportunity for him to get something off his chest, and I think that that's really beautiful.
If anything, right now, if you feel like you need to do something, at least be there for your dad. Because
he needs that solidarity.
I can just imagine he's feeling very, very anxious now more than ever. And because you came out, and then he's like, he felt safe enough to come out, and then something not ideal came out of that situation for him coming out.
Yeah.
And so as the anxiety that you felt before coming out, your dad now faces something that is, you know, anxiety inducing to him. So,
Right.
You know,
Right.
I'm not saying to go against your mom either, because she has her
No.
own, she probably has her own anxieties about
Yes,
stuff
I'm
that's
not
happening
trying
too.
to demonize the mom here. It's just that, like, you can't control anybody here.
Yeah.
Try to fixate on what you can do.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like you could really change your mom's mind. She might need time to just process this,
Yeah.
you know?
And it's also,
Especially if she's jumping to, like, oh, you're a cheater. It's like those things don't correlate. So she has something that she needs to work out too, that, like,
And-
it sounds like she has some trust issues, you know?
and to like, and also to her sort of like, you know, the, you know, for her, like, she's been married to this guy for probably, I don't know how long, 10 plus years minimum, right?
Yeah.
And now
if you have a kid that's coming out, yeah.
and is now, you know, just finding out that the dad
Right.
is, you know, just finding out the her husband's gender identity, right?
Right.
And so, you know, both of them are feeling very, like, have a lot of emotions right now. So, you know, I guess, you know, it is I mean, it is a messy situation, but again, as Mika said, like, it really is not your fault. It's not.
Yeah, a lot of people in chat are agreeing that the mom might just need to process this.
Yeah.
So, you know, the jump reaction to cheating is odd, but at very least, without getting accusatory of it, like, yeah, she obviously has, like, some trust issues. So all sorts of stuff coming out from this revelation, but it seems like it was an important conversation, and you have to keep that in mind.
Is there anything else that want to be talked about? Any comments that you wanted to bring up, Mika?
I'm gonna say let's not mass speculate in the chat about the mom and dad's relationship. I'm
Yeah.
going to go off the assumption that they're in a happy marriage that just so happens they kept things from each other, and that doesn't necessarily mean that their marriage is flawed. They may just have things to work on. So
Okay. So, well, thank you for your question.
thank you for your question.
Thank you for your question. This one's short.
Thank you for
This
your
one's short and simple.
Short and
So-
sweet.
So how do I get over trauma from years ago?
That's a very big open question. Trauma comes in many shapes and forms. There's lots of ways you can get over trauma. Sometimes
Yeah.
it happens naturally with time. I have traumatic experiences that happened to me when I was like a kid that like still have an effect on me to this day, but like my response to them has changed. I don't know. How do you evaluate getting over trauma? Trauma
Yeah.
affects who you are as a person, but like, is it stopping you from functioning? And what can you do to get through those things that you can't do as a result of your trauma?
I think one of the
So-
bigger questions, or I guess questions / answers is like, at what point does the trauma not affect your daily life? How, like, or like,
Yeah.
what point, like, do you feel like you can cope with triggers that set off this trauma, you know? Because, like,
Yeah, or just talking about like having impulses that are affected from trauma, having certain routines or habits impacted by trauma, having certain emotional responses like panic attacks and things like that by trauma. It's like it varies very much on your response to that. And then how much are those responses stopping you from doing things? And then what can you do to work through that? Because for some people, it might be like, well, I had a very recent trauma and it causes me to have panic attacks. It could look at like, you might need to have medication that help with the panic attack so that you can reasonably think through your trauma. You may have to learn breathing exercises. Or if it's like, you know, because of this relationship trauma experience I had, I feel like I can't have a relationship. And it's like, well, then you have something to digest there that's like, well, what is it about it that's making you feel like you can't have a relationship? And like that might be something that's more like a therapist can help you work through that, because I don't think that therapy is the end all be all for these problems. I don't think medication is the end all be all. I don't think any of this is. It's very different depending on the situation.
I think the question that you should be asking instead of how do I get over trauma is like, how do I cope with the trauma? How do I deal with the trauma? How can I find ways to function?
But there's all sorts of things.
Yeah.
So
you know,
it's still the same. It
but-
just depends on what your response is.
Yeah, so you know, trauma, like I'm gonna say, like, trauma's gonna stay with you. Like, it's a human thing, like, because if you get shocked on an electrical fence, guess what? You're never touching that electrical fence. It's not a dramatic like you know, emotional traumatic thing, but like, you know, not to touch an electrical fence now. So like, you know, it's kind of a human nature thing to be traumatized. Like you shouldn't also just let it control you, or like, you know, keep you away from things that are let you live a fulfilling life. But understanding why the trauma is there, it can really help give more it lets you see more of life that you can appreciate. But also, you know, I don't know, trauma sucks.
I definitely went through a phase a couple years ago that was very like, I am accepting that certain traumatic experiences I had are never going to leave me fully, and that's okay. And that like there will be certain things in my life that will always be difficult for me because of that trauma. And if I can still live my meaningful life despite it, then it's all right. Like, it's just part of who I am. I also did want to point out, in the YouTube chat, I think it's the person who sent the divorce thing, said they'd been together for 18 years. The divorce is 100% on moving in with dad. I'm glad to hear that, because as I said, I think you have a very special relationship with your father. So I just wanted to sprinkle that on top there, because that I'm glad that you're going to stay close with your dad.
Too late to submit stuff?
It is too late to submit stuff.
I have to leave.
Almost done with this.
I have to leave in 8 minutes, so.
But next time.
Next month. Usually the second Saturday of the month is usually when Dear Dolce happens. So if you guys wanted to talk about something, if you guys wanted to open up about something, it happens once a month. And the reason why I do it once a month is because I can only take, I can only give so much advice and not feel overwhelmed. Also,
it's tiring. Yeah.
Also, I want to say, like, if you guys have like stuff that you want to talk about and it's not time for Dear Dolce, I ask that you respectfully don't come to me outside of it, because it makes me feel like I need to be responsible, because but I just want to give you guys, an opportunity to talk about it, and that's,
You're not a therapist.
I'm not.
You are definitely allowed to decide where and when.
Yeah.
Like we said at the beginning, we're not doctors, we're not therapists. Take everything with a grain of salt.
So. So again, just please, if you need to feel like you need to update me, or if you need to come to me for advice that's not during Dear Dolce, I don't mind giving you advice, but I don't want to feel responsible. So that's why I'm sure.
I'm sure it's okay though for you to tell Akira, like, hey, things worked out. Thank you for your advice.
Yeah.
Like that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
People have come to me and be like, hey, thanks for replying to my thing. I feel so much better. I feel like that's fine. But like, if you're like this happened and I need to know what I need to do next, I'm like, I can't do that. I need to be. I also need to be emotionally ready as well.
Do we have time for one more question?
Yes, we do. This is actually the last question.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. Okay. This is a. So this one deals.
Ooh, no, I literally was gonna say I hope it's not a long one.
Okay.
Oh well.
So it is a long one, but is also a very.
Can I read it? I can read fast.
It's a long one, but also like it has topics of self-harm.
I was gonna say, see that here.
Yeah, and sexual.
So obviously, with
sexual
it being
abuse. So I just want to let you guys know that there's a lot to this one. This one's gonna be a lot heavier. So please be respectful. Please be mindful.
And also, with it being the last question, if any of those topics of self-harm or sexual abuse could be triggering to you, feel free to just go ahead and leave now. That's no judgment, no questioning. Like, it's fine. You can go ahead and go. I want to read it because I can read fast. Okay. I cut myself a lot, like at every minor inconvenience. That sucks. I'm sorry. It's kind of just become a way to punish myself for things I think I did wrong. Ugh. Yeah, not a good habit, but I understand. But I also just kind of hate myself, so I do it because of that too. I'm really ugly. I doubt that that's true, but I understand it. You're very hard on yourself. Like, for real, I'm so fucking sick of people saying I'm not. Again, that's all very like person to person. I'm sorry that you feel that way though. I know what I look like, and I know that no one could possibly love me. That's not factual. And I'm a virgin. That has nothing to do with any of that, I'm afraid. Yeah, being a virgin has nothing to do with how attractive you are. All of this has led to some fucked up thoughts, like wishing someone would, again, trigger warning for sexual assault, sexual harassment, would rape me just so it feels like that someone wants me. Yeah, that's not correlation. I think that may just be like a intrusive thought that your brain is using to justify the feeling. And that's something I would discuss with a professional. It's gotten to the point where I'm fantasizing about it is really the only way I can get myself off, even if I cry afterwards. Oh, and I know it's a shitty thing to think about. It's your brain justifying a feeling, but I can't stop it. I've also thought about killing myself a lot recently, to the point where I'm having dreams about it. Again, this sounds a bit like intrusive thoughts to me, which can happen to people when they're in a bad way, so I wouldn't assign guilt to it. And even coming up with a few plans for it, that I would definitely bring up to a medical professional. If you are having suicidal ideations, can somebody like pull me up like a, I'm sure you can get one off of Google, like a
helpline?
Suicide crisis helpline. Yeah. In fact, Akira, if you could just fetch that for real quick, because I'll definitely have things to say about that.
Okay.
Definitely reach out to somebody to talk about that, because there's worlds of advice out there for that kind of thing. I feel like I can't tell anyone. Well, I'm glad. I feel very happy that you at least felt comfortable enough to tell us. I feel very honored by that, and I really do hope that this gets better for you. I feel like I can't tell anyone, and that I'm pathetic for thinking all of this. It's not pathetic. It's not your fault. I just kind of don't want to be alive anymore. Totally understood. Like, because I was gonna say, like, to be vulnerable for a second, I've absolutely grappled with this. I've absolutely grappled with intrusive thoughts. I've absolutely had the problem of, like, I am emotionally, physically, whatever, in a bad way, and my brain's justification for that feeling is like, you should kill yourself now, and like, that's not good. That's not a good way to feel.
Sorry, I'm just gonna interrupt you real quick here. It's 988 in both Canada and the US for like the national helpline. But there are other ones too. There could be some that are regional. There could be some that are
or like specified to like LGBT, if that has anything to do with it. Yeah.
I also want to say this too as well. Those helplines are usually just don't talk about your problems. They just talk about literally anything under the sun, because getting you to stop thinking about self-harm or self-termination is one of the things, is just to like talk about anything else. And
yes, because sometimes just a simple like getting you off of that track can be extremely helpful.
So sorry for interrupting your train of thought there, Mika, but I just want to get that out.
There's a big thing that I learned the first time that I did therapy that I would like to instill into you, as someone who through my entire life has dealt a lot with a lot of very vehement and regular intrusive thoughts that can center around these themes. You can have the thought that's like, I'm so ugly, I'm so pathetic, I don't deserve to exist, I have to punish myself. And you do not have to give that thought meaning by applying an action or a reaction to it. That's a very difficult lesson to learn, and I wish you all the best in your journey with getting past that point of like, I have to justify my thoughts and my feelings with this reaction. That's still very much something I deal with even now, but I can promise you, as someone who's been through it, it can get very, very much better, and that you can get to a point where that thought can happen in your head and you can just say, that thought is just there, and I do not need to recognize it or justify it in any way. I do feel really terribly seeing the way that you talk about yourself. Again, not to be like too vulnerable here, but like, I've done all of this before. I eventually learned how to be more neutral towards myself, and self-hatred is it's a hell of a beast. It's a difficult and horrible beast. And the idea that you seek punishment because then it feels like you've earned the right to continue to exist. Again, it's absolutely heartbreaking, but I promise you there is a way to move on and say, like, I don't have to earn the right to exist. I don't need to be punished because I'm, bad in some kind of way. And, wishing horrible things would happen to yourself sounds like it's a solution for like a very painful and very difficult feeling of like, I don't deserve to exist. And I just want to say to you, whoever you are out there, you absolutely deserve to exist. You deserve to be loved. The people who tell you that you aren't ugly and aren't useless are not lying to you. They're just having a difficult time getting through to the voice in your head that is, I'm sure, just spamming these horrible things on repeat. And I really do sincerely hope that you get help. And help doesn't always look like all of these things going away 100%. Help sometimes just looks like learning how to navigate them, and they can be navigated. That's how I feel. Yeah.
I don't feel qualified to reply to this, so I won't. So
I kind of had this feeling that Akira was like, and I give the floor to Mika. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah. I mean, I've literally been to therapy about this stuff, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it's rough, but it's rough work, but there is like light at the end of the tunnel. And please do not feel guilty for having these thoughts of like, I should have someone abuse me, I should abuse myself, I should not exist. Like, It's hard, but do not attach guilt to that. You are allowed to have a thought and to just let that thought float away in the wind. And that's a huge learning process of like having the thought of like, I should just, fucking die or whatever. And saying, that's not true. I don't think that's true. I thought that thought, but it's actually not true. And that's okay. So.
Well, I'm just going to say, Mika, I'm glad you came here today because this one would have been a lot harder if I was by myself.
Isn't that funny? Just like incidentally, I was here to answer this question as someone who's literally been to a therapist for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, even if the answer for you isn't therapy, I would even suggest because again, I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose you with anything. A lot of this sounds like you're grappling with a lot of really difficult self-hatred, intrusive thoughts, maybe even like self-destructive behaviors. Not even maybe, those are self-destructive behaviors. Hurting yourself and fantasizing about being harmed is self-destructive. And just with those kind of words in mind, there's lots of books you can read on the subject. You can get free ones on like the Internet Archive if you search around. I've read books on the Internet Archive about this kind of thing. See what you can find, and maybe you might be able to, if not see a professional, you may be at least able to navigate these things well. And again, you do not have to feel pathetic for having these thoughts. You do not have to feel wrong for having these thoughts. You have every right to exist, and it's okay. You're not perfect. You're beautiful just being yourself. And I don't mean beautiful in the idea of being conventionally beautiful. I truly, as a person, think humanity is a beautiful thing, and the emotions you're feeling are extremely human. And I think that you should, in some way, learn to be accepting of that. Like, to be human is to be imperfect, and imperfection is beauty. That's what I see.
Well,
so
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I gotta get going. I'm actually pushing myself here. I gave
Sorry, I looked at the time and I was like, I'm going over a little bit, so I'm trying to compress a lot of really big thoughts into short sentences.
It's fine. Yeah, so I gotta get going. I'm sorry if anybody who wanted to ask a question did not get a chance to ask the question today, but I appreciate everybody. Again, we do this once a month, second Saturday of the month. So the next one is going to be on, if I had my calendar open, on the 8th of August. So August 8th was going to be the next one, guys. I'm not sure if Mika wants to come back and do it again, but that's totally up to her. Or if there's going to be somebody else. But
if I can make it, yeah. Yeah. But I'm not sure I can make it next time.
Yeah. So I want to say thank you guys for being here. Thank you for giving your own 2 cents as well. Thank you for everyone who has
Can I just respond to what Lamango said real quick?
Sure.
Sorry to interrupt. Like, Lamango said, I thought of offing myself, but evolved into a curiosity of what's after this. Yes, and I think that should evolve into a curiosity that's like, but what if I live? What kind of things could I do if I continue to live? And what can I do to improve that outlook? I think that's a little feather you should tuck in your cap. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I don't know what else I needed to say here.
Thanks for coming to the stream.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thanks.
Thank you for the questions.
Thanks for people who felt safe enough to open up about their questions. And I hope everybody who asked a question had at least some sort of feeling of support, some ideas of resolution to their negative thoughts.
Even if we couldn't necessarily come up with the perfect solution, I hope that at least to an extent it was therapeutic, not as in therapy way, but therapeutic in the sense that it gave you a little bit of peace.
Yeah. And I really do hope that Mika's chair can finally communicate all the features to her. So.
I'm so glad my chair could finally tell me that the armrests are adjustable. I had no idea. I thought they were just stuck at one height, which the height that it's at is fine, so it didn't bother me, but I just went, oh fuck, I can lower these? I didn't know.
All right, Mika, you showing up later tonight with Minish Cap?
Yes, I am.
Okay, we'll be playing some Zelda Minish Cap later tonight, guys. If you enjoyed the stream, please consider stopping by later tonight. And Mika, you can find Mika.
Are we gonna do puzzles?
Yes, we are gonna do puzzles.
Yippee!
You can find Mika at Prismaya,
Prismaya. Yeah.
Yes. I would
on Twitch and Blue Sky.
I'll just send a message.
And probably some other websites. I don't know. Yeah.
You can check her out everywhere there. That's it for today. Thanks for joining, guys. I have to actually piss and shower, and probably at the same time.
I need to go be horizontal for a bit, and then
you enjoy
probably
your
work on art. Yeah.
You enjoy your horizontal time. Okay, goodbye everybody. Bye bye. I have to pee. I have to pee so badly. Oh, I can't do it while you guys are looking. Stop. Stop looking.